Good morning. It is Guido, and we are here with Coffee Talk, the world's premier World of Tanks Coffee Talk at the 0700 Central Time and 1300 Zulu Time. I am Guido from the left side of the Atlantic, and with me is
Pilgrim from the correct side of the Atlantic, shilling yet again because we've actually made sales. I'm happy this is working.
we did.
With my tea.
You sold some tea?
No, you sold some mugs.
I thought you'd branched out into tea or something.
No, you sold some of these, mate. I've had notification. I keep an eye on your merch.
Oh,
I've had
very
notification.
nice. Very nice. I appreciate that. We just spent the last 5 minutes absolutely laughing our eyes out as Pilgrim did a proper Scouser accent for 5 minutes straight. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Which
will never be repeated.
No. Merry Christmas, everybody. Happy holidays. We are back. Unfortunately, we missed last week. That was a bummer because this whole thing kicked off, and that would have been a really good thing to talk about. So now we have nothing to talk about.
We're sort of stuck now, aren't we? What are we going to talk about?
Let us know how Pilgrim's voice level is, guys. Let me know how Pilgrim's voice level is. We're still messing with that. Hello, his brother.
Yeah.
Stickler, Nanosecond, Blues Traveler, welcome everybody. Thanks for coming. We got our coffee. What you got today? You got some tea?
Yes, I've got. We've had this discussion with Her Majesty. I'm back on the Royal Blend. She can have the Earl Grey because it's a bit perfumed for me for the afternoon.
Yeah.
But there you go. Look, it's even stained the mug. Look, it's that powerful.
Oh, that's excellent. That is excellent. We went up to a wedding.
Stickler just said we can still hear him.
Yeah, that is a problem.
Pilgrim's about 20% louder than Guido. See, it worked.
I hate this audio. I need a technician, man. Okay, went up to a wedding last week.
You did?
Yeah, good, really good friend. His
good
daughter got married, so graduated college, got married. So that was fantastic. We'll see if I get the Rona.
What do you think? So, do you think you see the United States is a massive country? So, and one of the quotes I had from one of the guys who watches this was because I said, "Are you managing to stay 6 feet from people?" He went, "Man, I have to travel 20 miles to meet my neighbour.
Yeah.
I've got no problem staying 6 feet from anybody." So, even if you're in a gathering of 20, 30 people, the odds are
it was considerably larger. So we'll see what happens.
Oh, was it? Okay. Yeah. It was a typical wedding, was it?
Yeah. I guess smaller than you might have expected, but it was certainly larger than 10 people.
Okay.
So.
Okay.
We'll see how it goes. So my volume is low. Goodness gracious. How's that, guys? Is that a little better? I've turned it up here, or I can turn Pilgrim down or off or whatever.
Don't tell Stickler that. He'll want that.
All right, I'm going to turn. The governor here in Illinois is calling for a shutdown. Yeah, geez. I don't want to get into the politics of this, man. So happy holidays, right?
Yeah, happy holidays, everybody.
How's things going there? Are you done with your shopping?
I'm done. Well, she does the wrapping. I don't do the wrapping, But yeah, we're done. I mean, I was done months ago because I don't get much for people. I just get knickknacks,
That's kind of.
I don't spend my money,
Yeah, you get older, you kind of get tired of the.
Yeah.
Kind of get tired of the funds hemorrhage that happens, and it's more about getting together and just a nice little. I got my son. So we had the hurricane 2 years ago in 2018. Local guy is making knives with reclaimed wood from the oaks or from old houses. These like 100. This is not old to you. This is like yesterday, but 150-year-old wood from air quotes old houses.
Yeah, no, sure. I mean, you've still got old houses, even though not as old as mine.
Yeah. Well, to us, 1910 is old, but to people, there's people living in hundreds of year old houses there.
I know, which is a sad thing. That is, can't afford a new one. Just do with the old one.
Yeah. Holy cow. So I got him a little knife made with some wood. The guy makes the wood. He doesn't make the blades or anything. He buys those, but pretty cool little hunting knife for him.
Do you know what? I love the fact in the States you have that freedom to do that. I get totally the right to bear arms, and with the exception of the crazies we would have over here that would walk around with pistols on their hips all day long. I wish we had the same sort of system. I mean, I've owned pistols in the past over the years, of my own private pistols, although being military. And when all the nonsense kicked off with Dunblane and everything else, they withdrew the license to hold firearms. I'm a responsible person. I don't see why I can't have, I've had firearms around me all my life. So it feels different not to have one around me, if you like. So I would love that ability to have, because they make great gifts as well. Nice hunting knife for your son. I would have loved to be able to go and get a big, a Bowie knife for my son or whatever, to even just to put on the wall. Or, you know what I mean? And it's just, I love the fact you've got that, the right to bear arms is enshrined in your constitution. I think it's marvelous. I really do.
Yeah. I could go on for hours about that. But we're going to talk about tanks. Do you know what the nice thing about the nice thing about pixel tanks is? They have the right to bear arms.
They do, yes. They got right. I'm quite happy with that. Then.
Even this Russian commie can bear arms. Look at this thing.
Yeah, look at that thing.
Hey, we got a good show for you today, guys. Christmas is obviously going on. How's everybody's Christmas going? Anybody get anything good out of the boxes, I guess? Clearly nobody's got their presents yet, but Doctor Who bears his arms all the time. Sorry, Doctor Who's like the gun show. Yeah. The gun show. Yeah. Yeah. How's everyone done with the boxes? Pilgrim, how have you done with boxes?
Oh, can I first of all shout out to the amount of love I've been getting. Seriously, I feel embarrassed because people have gone out of their way to give me boxes, and thank you so much to all of you. There's one or two that have gone way beyond the Call of Duty, and thank you very much for that. And the messages that were attached with them were heartwarming, considering that I'm just a little old 5'6" Brit attached to the main guy over there, Guido. The amount of love I've been getting is awesome, and thank you so much. It really is humbling, seriously humbling, because I'm nobody. You know what I mean?
Well, I think at this point we can pretty easily say you're not attached. I'd say you're 50-50 partner of
you're a star
of coffee talk. I mean, come on now, seriously.
Well, you are. Well, thank you, Mr. Hollywood.
Everyone comes to here for my pretty face and your wit.
Can I just on that whole?
We don't have either one of those, do we?
No. I got no scouse wit.
Oh, here we go.
No. Yeah. Well, your face is far prettier than mine, but this is a worn-in face. Ooh. This is done stuff. You know what I mean? Not just flying aircraft. This is done shit. Yeah, and my math. Thank you, Blues. My math.
Been punched one too many times, right?
Yeah. The broken nose, the false tooth, all that sort of stuff.
I got the broken nose too. That's why it's crooked. I have to
it's horrible, isn't it? Yeah,
that's
exactly.
That's why I look this way, because I look this way, you can see my nose is heading in a different direction.
Do you know as you get older, it bends more as well? You're like, why are you doing this?
It also grows, right? The nose never stops growing. That's why the old men have giant noses.
Yeah. Wouldn't that be handy elsewhere? But anyway,
I wouldn't know, not being an old man, but.
Well, actually, you're not, are you? Because 50-something is now the new middle-aged, isn't it?
That's true. That's true. I'm right in the prime of my life, baby.
You're in the prime of your life. Carrying £20 extra, but you're in the prime of your life.
Yeah.
So, my mate, this is all paid for, this here.
What are we talking about?
Can I just say on the boxes? Can I just say on that's what she said. I say on the boxes, it grows when you get older. Well done, Blues. Guido gifted me, I'm going to embarrass him now. He gifted me 70. Guido gifted me.
Grifted sounds about right, yeah.
Yeah, he gifted me 75 boxes for my minuscule contribution to his fame. And
my fame, good Lord.
His fame. And I mean, totally unexpected, and thank you very much, and not needed. I do this because I love doing this. This is fun. However, I just want to say what I got out of it, so the world will know.
Yeah.
This is what these 75 boxes gave me: 104 days premium account on top of what I already had, 54,300 gold. Now, the caveat to the 54,300 gold is that I got a few locusts and other tanks which I already had, which converted to gold, but still, yeah. 11 million credits. Okay. And then to cap it all, every single premium tank that was on offer.
Man, so
the Bisonti, the M4, the GSOR, the what's that called? The MAP BP, and the Matilda BP, and the ISU 152. So, do you know what? Oh, thank you. I can't say any more than that. I mean, that is just awesome, isn't it?
That's a fantastic. You're welcome. It's well deserved, man. Fantastic pool. I mean, in 75 boxes, you get every premium.
Yeah.
Because in the first 100 I did from Wargaming, I got only 3, I think. I got 2 Bisantis and a GSOR, which they'd already given me, so I got credit for all 3 of those as I recall.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know why I'm low, guys. I'll be honest. I've got everything cranked up. I don't know. It's bizarre.
Isn't it? It's your turn to be low today.
Stickler's right. I did get 2 Bisantis in a row. So it was like boom, boom.
Yeah.
And I think I got a GSOR later, as I recall. But that was 3 premiums. You pulled a whole bunch, so that's really good. Yeah. I saved 100. Well, you can't see it because I'm covering it up. But I have 100 Christmas boxes left from Wargaming. We're going to do that after. Excuse me. We're going to do that near the end. We're going to open those up and see if we get something. See how that works towards the end. It's going to prove.
Is that down to? I mean, I have this theory about marketing, and
that's sort of why I'm doing it.
Yeah. I think that initially, when it first hits the shores, and everybody's out there to buy it, they throw lots of goodies out. I think it's a purpose thing, and then midway, it's really difficult to get stuff, and then at the end, they throw a lot more goodies into them. Because of marketing, you get the hook. People go, wow, everybody's getting all these things. So they all buy the boxes, and then you actually start to save your money as a company by not gifting so much. And then the big rush at the end for everybody to spend their dollars before it finishes.
But don't you think?
Cynical.
I thought with the EU rules that they had to. Well, that was for game. Don't they have to divulge the chances on EU?
Yes, they have to give the percentage chance on the EU.
Would that not?
But not the NA.
Would that not stop them from adjusting the percentages?
Well, yeah, there's percentages and then there's percentages, isn't it? You can say, you can say you've got a 25% chance of winning this tank if you buy 100 boxes, but you've also got a 75% chance of not getting this tank if you buy 100 boxes.
That is how it works.
Yeah, that's maths. 5 keys, Blues. You're right. If you've got 5 keys, you get all the tanks. There you go. That's what it's about.
But I had 5 keys. I didn't get all the tanks.
But you're a CC. It's different for you. There's different rules.
I have CC, RNG. Everything is handed. Everything is given.
Exactly.
Although in the case of Christmas, it's true. I mean, good Lord, look at me. I've got 170,000 bloody gold. What am I going to do with that? Everyone out there is like, "Oh, what a jackass! Give me 170. I know what to do with it." Well, I mean, I've been at it for eight pilgrimnomics.
Yeah, it is, isn't it?
That's exactly right, Heisenberg.
Whatever percentage you apply to your win rate, you've also got the percentage against you, haven't you? So it's got to be true.
Stick with us for more recipes for World of Tanks.
How to do it.
Economic mastery. Oh, man. So, dude, that's great. People have been sending you boxes, man. That's fantastic.
Yeah, and that's on a serious note. Thank you so much, but please stop. Stop it.
Don't stop.
No.
All right. So where are you on gold? How much gold do you have now?
I'm now sitting with 94,552
that's fantastic.
Gold. Isn't it awesome?
Because you can just do whatever. All right. So now that you've been gifted all this stuff and you have gold, what we need is a pilgrim video.
Right.
You need to get OBS.
I don't have an OBS. I haven't got an OBS.
Get OBS. And we need a pilgrim. I don't know, guys. What would Pilgrim's video series be?
How to extend and die quickly. How to overextend. You know what?
I just had a genius idea. A Scouser plays tanks.
Oh yeah, that'd be good, wouldn't it? Hey,
Yeah.
load it! Load the gun quick! Hey, he's shooting at us, that one. Hey, load it! Oh, you dickhead. Get it loaded, will you? Bloody hell, never mind twitching between hash. Don't want hash, I want AP. I want AP. Guido said AP. Hey. Hey, Joe.
All right, dude. Seriously. You have
I'll do the voiceover. You do the video. I'll do the voiceover for it. Hey, Guido, the commander. He said load HE. For Christ's sake, get some bloody HE in there. You can't hit bugger all with HE. Guido.
I'm telling you, man, that would be absolute genius.
We'll do that. Hey, where's that Klaus when you need him? That Klaus Kellerman, he's buggered off. He's going to run away. Hey, come back here, you scally. Get back here, Mr. Klaus. Stop running off when we need you. Okay, we'll do that. Nobody will understand it on the NA. They'll go, who's that foreign bloke talking?
Dude, I'm telling you what, man. I think a new series has been born. We need a proper name for you, though. What would the character's name be? I don't want to just use Pilgrim. We need to have a proper Scouser. What's a insulting Scouse name?
You could use thanks, Stickler.
But Ben.
Yeah, you could use our kid. Yeah, our kid. Yeah, that is our kid.
What's that? What is that? Our kid?
Our kid, yeah, our kid, our child. There's our kid. Our kid's coming down the road. He's come back from the army. You know he's in the army, that fella. Hey, our kid's back. He's all right, him. He's done a bit of, that nonsense over in the Afghanistan place and all that. You know what I mean?
I think it needs to be called the Scouse fella.
Yeah, it could be.
There'll be no name. There's no actual name. It's just the Scouse fella or the Scouse lad. Yeah. The Scouse lad.
Yeah, the Scouse lad. Here's Scouse lad. This Scouse lad. All right, lad. What you doing? Hey, Guido.
All right.
Jeepers.
Good Lord.
Got myself into something now, haven't I?
Let's move on. Holy macaroni. That's fantastic. All right. Where were we? We're doing the intros. That took a long time.
We did. You tangent stuff on boxes.
I did. We tangent off. That's fine, though. So 100 Battle Challenge is ongoing for me in NA, but of course it's been taken over by messing around on EU, which I'm almost to my 1,000 battles, Pilgrim, and we'll do a retrospective on the 1,000. I still haven't fired a round of gold, and we're going to we'll talk about that later, but around 1,000 I may change that. That's actually something for subjects du jour. So there we are on that. No DCS content right now. I'm planning on doing some things with Slick on that over the break. Next stream, I should stream a couple times this week. I just don't have exactly a time because this is that time of year where you head out with the wife and do the last minute shopping and all that good stuff. So we'll see how that goes. Although I think I'm pretty good on that. Amazon helped out and they deliver. That's fantastic. I did do a stream on 13 Disciples channel a couple nights ago. I want to say it was Thursday night with Talk to Me, Goose, 13 Disciple, and Damien's Gaming, which was a lot of fun. We had a good time.
It looked a lot of fun. I'm sorry I missed it, but it was, as I said to you before, as you were in your last 15, 20 minutes of the thing, and I was getting ready for work.
Yeah.
So it's like, that's the sort of time frame you're playing with here. And I was like, there's no way I'm staying up till 4 o'clock in the bloody morning.
Well, and I'd been to the pub. I had cut the pub off early, and then I got to the stream, and then they were all having a cocktail. I said, well, I might as well keep rolling. So I had a couple more, and I'll tell you what, that was a rough morning. And that's exactly why I don't stream.
Yeah, you were on the craft beers, and the thing is, you could tell how many you were drinking because you changed the colour of the beer every time you had a beer. So it was like golden amber, and then the next time you lifted it up, it was dark, and I was thinking, he's had about 6 beers there. You know what I mean? They were all changing colour as they were going up like that. I was going, bloody hell, he's going to be suffering in the morning.
Oh, yeah, that was not great in the morning, man. It was not great in the morning.
It was a good stream, though.
Yeah, it was fun. So check it out. The VOD is up on 13 Disciples channel if you're, for whatever reason, if you're interested. I know a lot of you guys were there, so I appreciate everyone who came by and hung out. I think those guys do a really good job interacting with everybody. I think that's pretty cool. So like I said, there'll be a couple streams I think this week. I'm gonna try to just no kidding do one tomorrow morning, guys. So sort of plan on it, but if I don't show up, I apologize. I got re-rolled onto a new mission by the House General, so you know how that goes.
Yeah, you got no way getting out of that, mate.
Happy wife, happy life. Shall we shill?
That's it. Shall we shill? We should shill.
There's nothing to shill, is there?
That's the problem, isn't it?
Yeah,
We could go on about holiday ops, but I mean, if you look into the premium shop, there's a couple of things, but it's pretty much standard.
This thing is irritating me how it does this every time. I have to figure that out. Where is it? What the hey?
Very true. You got it?
It's coming, I think. This is another technical problem I haven't figured out. Why my OBS changes the source all the time anymore. I just cannot figure that out. And now, there we go. Oh, yeah, look at that. Look at that. Of course, it's all jacked up, isn't it? Well, that's weird.
Hey, Blues, I love your last video, mate. I absolutely loved Sunday Driver. Awesome. Absolutely. Dum-de-dum-de-dum-de-dum-de-dum-de-dum. Can somebody shoot that red tank? It's getting in my way. La, 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 la. Thanks, guys. Brilliant. Absolutely.
See, this has been
awesome.
cropped, and now I don't know what the heck. Why is it like that?
Oh, what do you got? You're trying to get your server up?
No, I'm trying to get my my Chrome showing, and so to speak. Why is it? What the heck? Huh. Well, we're just going to go with it, guys. I have no idea why it is. It's cropped for some reason.
Look at that. It won't move either, will it?
It will. I can move it. It's just that it's cropped on the left side.
Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah, it's not full screen. Okay, that's cool.
Bloody hell. Yeah, my Chrome needs a polish. Yeah. All right, we'll just go with this. I'm sorry. I don't know why it's doing that. There's another thing. It just randomly does stuff like that.
You just need an engineer, mate.
Crazy. All right. Christmas boxes, I guess, is the big thing, right?
Yeah. There's a lot of that in there.
Christmas boxes. We have today 360 days of premium is on sale at 15% off, which is an okay deal.
Yeah.
Can you add a coupon? I don't know.
I don't have any to try, so
I don't think I do either, actually. I just clicked on it to find out if I do. I guess I don't. Huh. Don't know, guys, whether you can add a coupon there. I do have coupons, so apparently not. Apparently not. There's a BT-7 artillery. I mean, really, boxes are the way to go, guys. I mean, it's hard to recommend anything other than buying boxes.
Well, right now, even if it's not for the premium tanks, if it's for gold and premium time, absolutely. If you're going to spend money, spend it on the boxes and just reap the benefits of it. Why not?
Yep. So the Super Pershing's on sale. We'll talk about that because that's potentially getting a buff in the near future.
Isn't it just?
Bunch of other premium. Really, these are all the standards. So it's all about the boxes and a couple of these packages. Specials, it's back to boxes. Boxes.
Yeah.
Well, that was a weak effort, except that I really can recommend the boxes are a great deal, quite honestly. Yeah. Without even crossing my fingers.
Yeah. Without your nose getting even bigger.
Exactly. Exactly. or more crooked. So just kind of heading off the screen over that way.
Yeah, exactly.
Wrapping around my fat nugget and ended up
Oh, bless you.
All right, missions and specials. What do we got, Pilgrim? We got the code for Commander AF is Season's Greetings 12203.
Yeah.
Yeah, Renegade. 3-day Renegade. That's cool. And
now, it doesn't work if you've already got it.
Well, yeah, you don't need a premium.
No, exactly. No, I'm stupid. I put the code in, and it didn't work, and I was like, "What? I'm going to send a ticket to Wargaming," and then I went, "I've already got it. It doesn't work."
You did get the free XP though, Free extra.
To be honest, no, it did not go through.
You must.
It said invalid code.
Put it wrong. Really?
Oh, probably. Okay, possibly. Yeah, it said invalid code.
I bet you typed it wrong.
I probably did. I probably put an S on the end, like we do with maths.
Maths. We're gonna try it.
Okay, you're gonna do it.
It worked for me. It even look at that. See it? Oh, you can't see. Oh, there you can see it. It's popped up. Yep. I didn't get the rental because I don't need it, but I did get 5 PRs.
Okay, I'll do it again later on today. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Oh, did they? Bad version on the code thread. Oh, thanks, Cliffy. Yeah, I did it early on yesterday.
By the way, thanks for the follows, and there were a couple subs. Zimbo and Stickler. Rock on, guys. I appreciate that very much. And then a follow from Munchie. Thank you. Welcome. Oh my gosh, something else is happening. We got another follow.
Thank you. Icepalooza. Nice name.
Welcome to the show, man. This is Coffee Talk, where we talk about tanks, drink coffee, and talk bollocks.
Most of the bollocks comes from me, by the way.
the bollocks master.
I am indeed. I am
your MC. Pilgrim is the bollocks master.
Absolutely. I can make your hair curl.
Curl your hair.
Curl your hair. Stop it. You've got at my age, I can't do that. I have to do the old Scouse.
Oh, yeah.
Like we were talking about before, mate, where I worked down the docks for 45 years. I got a loaf of bread every week. I never got no money.
So that's your second character for your series.
Fun with flags, eh? All right.
Yeah, Scousers tanking. You got the young lad. You got the young lad and the old bloke.
Yeah.
Do they say bloke? What's their term for an old?
Well, they say the old fella.
The old fella.
I had the old fella at the family. I sit in my armchair and I watch the telly a little bit. I had the dogs on my feet. Fucking stinks. Stop swearing, will you? And all that. Anyway. Get out the house. Come on. Do one.
Joe wants to know if you can do Scott's accent.
I can do Jockinese as well, yeah. I don't know, should I do that? Embarrass myself?
Give it a shot. Let's hear it. Talk about a tank or something.
In Scotland, right, Paul. They talk like right, Paul. Right in Scotland, where we live in dresses most of the day. It gets really cold up there in Scotland. That's about as good as I can do. Yeah.
Okay.
Do Henry VIII. Do one, mate.
I'm going to say you're a fluent Scouser. You can speak fluent Scouse. You're only passingly familiar with the jocks, with the jock language. I can do the magician of Holy Grail. I can do him. Oh. It's a great, terrible beastie with huge teeth, and it'll rip your throat out. It'll kill you as soon as look at you. It's a great, big, wailing, big beastie it is. It's only a rabbit. But it's got big teeth. Do that one. Oh my God.
You're Scottish or Hobbit.
Yeah.
I've got hairy feet. Should we just check them out?
He's about the size of a hobbit, from my understanding. I've never stood next to the man, but he claims to be short.
I am.
According to Tolkien, the Hobbit folk and the others kind of faded into the rest of the races, so you could have some Hobbit in you.
What are you from the elves and the
Oh, of course I'm an elf. Why would I not? That sounds very erudite. Are I not just from the nobility kind of thing? You know what I mean? Look at me.
Yeah, you can pull a bow the best of any elf. Yeah, I've seen it.
Yeah.
Cool.
It
is out of control, Wade. Let's bring it back.
This coffee talk is completely out of control.
And it's gone the Joe Rogan way, hasn't it?
I blame Pilgrim as I blame most things. Clippy. So when's the show start? All right. Season's greetings 12203. How missions wise, really, it's all about getting the boxes, guys. So I have played mostly EU, and I'm up to finally Atmosphere 10. I got it a couple days ago, so it took me. I don't know what is today, the 20th. When did this thing start? It started on the 16th or something. Is that right? Or 17th?
It did. That's a Tank Blues. That's a Santa Gnome. We'll talk about that later. It did start on the 16th-ish. 9th.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, we've been at it for over a week, haven't we? Yeah. So on that account, I only missed 2 days of boxes, and I got level 10 maybe 3 days ago. So that's a free-to-play-ish, but I don't think premium account does not get you any more regular-sized boxes, correct? There are no missions for having a premium account that get you boxes.
No, I've not seen anything like that.
Yeah.
No.
So a premium account doesn't help. Obviously, getting boxes gifted to you helps a lot. The big boxes.
Yeah. Does it ever, Trevor?
And I did have 3 boxes gifted to me on that account. I actually got the T-78 out of 3 boxes.
Oh, that's right. You did, didn't you? Yeah, out of the 3rd box, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
So that was fantastic. That really worked.
What's in the news, Guido? What's in the news? When we look at the World of Tanks website and we go, worldoftanks.com, what's in the news?
What is in the news?
Nothing.
Nothing.
Absolutely nothing, is there? Nothing.
Rebalance. Let's talk about the rebalance. There's 4 tanks being rebalanced.
Okay. There is.
Yeah. Tell us about it. What are they?
Super test. Okay, yeah. I mean, we're short on news, guys, so I've dredged up good old Harkonnen, and he's saying super testing improvements to the following 4/5 tanks. You can call it 5 tanks if you want, because it's the STG/Guard, it's the Super Pershing, great stuff, the STA-2, and the T-34/3 or -3. 2 of those, I'm struggling to understand why they need a buff. And the other 2, I get it. But the STG/Guard, I don't think that needs a buff, and I don't think the STA-2 needs a buff either. I'll go with the Super Pershing and the T-34/3, but I mean, I play the Guard quite a lot. I like the Guard. I like the playstyle. I like the turret on the rear. I can play it to some strengths, unless I get ammo racked, which I've sent you a video of that one with the turret blew up and was up here somewhere. But that's fun. But yeah, so. In Super Test, if you look at I didn't make any notes on the improvements because they just seem so far out that they're going to get. Here. Oh, have you? Okay, well, yeah. I think they're going to revise that.
Yeah, it could change, but the initial, it's basically all buffs, obviously. The reload on the STG going from 14 to 13, the damage per minute up to 1800, and the engine power getting a buff, so it's going to be a bit faster with more specific. Although I don't know if it's a bit faster, it's going to have more specific power, so it'll be a bit more sprightly. And the dispersion on hull movement is going to change a little bit. But it looks like the general dispersion in aim time is not going to get touched, so that's still kind of painful on the STG.
Yep.
The Super Persh is getting another... Remember, this thing has been changed multiple times, which I thought was interesting that now it's getting buffed again. So it came out, it got nerfed, it got buffed, and now it's getting buffed again.
Yep.
This time... it's getting more power, which is interesting. So it's going to be more sprightly, which it already got buffed a little bit on that a while back, a couple of years, I want to say. Dispersion's getting better from 0.22 to 0.18 during hull. I'm sorry, these are the penalties during hull movement and traverse, not the overall dispersion. The penalties will be less. And then the turret traverse is speeding up from 24 to 30. That's one of those tanks that has a really slow turret. Did you know, Pilgrim, do you know what those 2 tubes are on top of the Super Pershing?
I thought it's where you guys stored your Coca-Cola, but
it is.
I might be wrong.
You fire it. That is where it is. It's a giant smoke. That's a counterbalance spring.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh gosh, it's interesting.
Yeah, I just read that on one of the sites before we sat down, and it was the big 90 millimeter that's on that thing the turret was not designed for that, so. Eventually, they put that counterbalance on the inside where it belongs, but the initial fix on those two giant tubes apparently are springs, giant counterbalance springs. There you go.
Wow.
Did not know that.
You wouldn't think that it wouldn't be able to handle 90 mil gun this day and age because we got 120 right.
Well, I thought they were rocket launchers, but they're at a weird angle. I'm like, well, that's not very useful. So they're not rocket launchers. It's just a big counterbalance thing.
See, this is a channel where you can actually learn stuff.
Yeah. There you go.
I'm quite impressed now.
STA2 is getting just a plain old buff on the dispersion. I didn't realize it was quite as bad as it is 0.37, but it's going to go down to 3.5. Aiming time is going to speed up, and the view range is going to get bumped by 20.
Yeah. You see now.
Oh, that's a premium. I'm sorry. I was thinking that the actually this got a buff recently too. I thought.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure.
This is what I'm saying. This is. Oh, I'm getting cynical again. Mm-hmm. When they start to buff premium tanks because they're being power creeped, it's purely a monetary decision.
Sure.
It's nothing else. It's just purely a monetary decision because they're not selling enough because people are going, yeah, it was great back in the day, but I'm not buying it now because everything else in the game can take it out, no problem. So it's a pure money thing, and I get very cynical when it's like that.
Well, and they never nerf premiums, even if they need it. So that further exacerbates the imbalance problems that they have. Yeah. But this is what we got, man. Total hit points on the 34-3 is going to increase by 100. The dispersion on it's going to come down. That'll be nice because that's a very derpy gun.
Very derpy gun, isn't it? Yeah.
And the aiming time is having a significant buff from 2.9 to 2.5.
Right.
That's a lot, actually, considering how much.
Well, that makes it a lot more playable.
Yeah.
A lot more
considering how much they usually buff or debuff things, that's pretty big, actually.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that'll be cool. So that's happening. Do we want to talk about EU stuff? Let's talk real quick about referral program. That's changing. Yeah. In that referral 6.0 is coming up. That is down here in the bottom left, guys. You press on the little hands shaking. You get this referral section that comes up here. And you can see this is my NA account, so I don't have anybody. But on my EU account, I have 2 recruits now. And I was a recruit, so I got the item. Now, here's what I don't know, and you guys may be able to answer this for me. There is a number of... Can I actually get past this, or does it just get it? Oh, okay. It'd be better on my EU account. There's a number of tanks you can get as the commander. And then there's a number of tanks you can get as the invitee. The referral 6.0 is going to change to... There's going to be 2 new tanks. There's going to be the Mod 1 and something else I can't remember for the recruit. What I don't know is, does that just get thrown into the pile of things that are choices, or will 6.0 only have those 2 tanks available?
Yeah.
Has anybody done the referral program when it changed over from 4.0 to 5.0? I'm assuming you can still do the old referral program, and you're not going to lose your progress, but I can't prove that. So if anybody,
but that'd be interesting because it's you only get, I think it's 30 days to complete all the sections. I think there's 6 sections you've got to complete.
Yeah.
Unless you're in game platooned with your invited person on a daily basis, it's very hard to complete. Very, in my opinion. When you're trying to get other games done and other things done, and you've got holiday ops on top of it, probably not the best time to do a referral, but. It is not easy. Let's put it that way. It's not easy just to coast through and get them.
Yeah. So I'm not really sure what's going on with that. This is really irritating that thing's cutting that off. But the advert says, where is it? Don't forget, you still have time to take advantage of your unused recruit slots before December 26th. December 26th is when the new one starts. At the start of the 6th season, we'll credit you with 2 new slots, and all unused recruit slots from the previous season will be deducted. Unused slots. So it says unused. So I'm assuming the ones that are... Basically, I don't think it goes away. And you can continue to complete. But it's not spelled out well there. So I don't know.
See, Cliffy's got a point. It took 3 seasons to finish. So I guess it just rolls round.
So Cliffy has essay on that.
Excuse me. Yeah.
Okay, so that answers it. That answers it. Looks like you can continue on then. Okay, good. That's good to know.
Cool.
And it's actually cool because that means you can have 4 recruits for a little while.
Yeah.
Go ahead and get both recruits on. So then the question is what you had before we started. Does that mean you can get multiple tanks?
Yes. Do you get a tank for every recruit
As a
if you
commander?
complete the
Yeah.
Morning, K-Joe.
Kedge, what's happening? Good morning. Yeah, see, Cliffy, exactly. That's my concern. He says that's the old system. It's changed. So we'll see. It's not very clear. Maybe I can pimp the community guys and see if they have a better answer on that. All right. And we already touched on a little bit of Holiday Ops so far, but did anybody ever put how they did? Did anybody get some good stuff on Holiday Ops or what? Looks like Doctor Who only has a 50% in his STA2, so he says it needs a buff. Fair enough. I actually do pretty well in that tank. I like that tank quite a bit, to be quite honest. I think I've done pretty decently in it.
It's one of those tanks that you can't dictate the play style of it, though. What I mean by that is that if you've got a Soviet medium, there's generally a play style with a Soviet medium. If you've got an English ridge fighter because of the gun depression, there's generally a way of just using that particular tank in that particular situation. I think with the STA2, it's a jack of all trades, master of none. So there's times where you have to be careful. There's times when it's all against you, and it's not as good as its comparative brothers in the garage, if you like. I find it.
It's pretty crazy, actually. I'm looking at this, and my STA1 is sitting at 61% at 305 battles.
Right.
Numbers. But when I click on the STA2, the numbers are basically the same, and I have a 52% win rate. So I wonder if that could be from different eras, or who knows. But that's really interesting.
Yeah.
Huh. That the premium version appears to be worse than my my tech tree version.
Maybe if that's an indication of the stats that Wargaming have collected on that tank, that's the reason why they're putting it through a buff program or putting it to super tester.
Well, that's always what they say, isn't it? Yeah, they're always like, as soon as we get enough info, enough data, then we'll make a move.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Cliffy makes a good point. The game dispersion was already 0.35.
Well, is that with your equipment on or something? You have to be careful with that.
Yeah.
I don't know. Let's add this to the comparison real quick. Jump in here. STA2. We'll take all the stuff off of it. See what we get here. Apply.
Why are you doing that? Kedge got his 75 box pack and did okay. Didn't get the bison, but he didn't want it. Okay, fair one. Hey, 53 days premium. That's cool.
Yeah, you're right. It does show 0.35 already.
Okay. Right, okay. Well, that's interesting.
Huh. Okay. That's a good point. Okay. Of course, that's a leak, right? On one of the Watt blogs. So you take that for what it's worth, which is sometimes not a whole bunch. So somebody got 45,000. That's pretty good. Ice Palooza got 45.
Wow, 45,000 gold. That's, you see, generally, I know 13 Disciple did a little bit of mathematics. We'll call it mathematics, okay?
Yeah.
On it, and they are worth the purchase. You will always get your dollar value out of it. Sometimes you get a lot more, which is borne out by an awful lot of people.
Absolutely. Well, where's everybody on festive level? So I've got 10 here because of the boxes. Like I said, I've got 10 on my EU. Have you got to 10 on both yours?
Yes, I just got on my EU account yesterday. Just got to the 10. What I'm struggling with, I'll tell you what. And you've told me this before, and I'm trying to figure it out. I can't read it anywhere. This is where I'm struggling. I'm at 40% discount bonus to credits.
Yeah.
Where's the other 10%? Because I'm like religiously knocking out the books, what they call them, collections.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem to be making any difference. It doesn't seem to be. I mean, I've got all the other collections completed, and this year's I'm about at least 2/3 of the way through this collection.
Yeah. Last time you could hover. See, I'm hovering right now on the credit bonus. Hey, thanks a lot. Appreciate that. I'm hovering on the credit bonus, You can see 10 times 2.1% for the collections, and then plus 10. So if you've got your large decorations, all four, that's 10% across the board. I've got another 21%, 10 times 2.1. It used to show you the calculations here, but I think now you have to go into the collection to start seeing. Let's jump into it. There it is, collection bonus, 0.7. See that right there?
Go on.
Oh, there it is.
Okay.
All right, so now hover over that. Hover over that, and you can see the bonus list. And it's for each collection, and it's regarding the number of decorations you currently have in that collection. You need 72 to get the highest percentage.
There you go. Yeah. Okay, I can see.
And it's times 10. So once each one of those is 1%, 4% times 10 is 40%, plus your 10 is 50%. That's how it works. So if you want to, and it does it tell you how many you currently have in each one? No, it just tells you the range you're in. So you'd have to, it does here anyway. You can see it right here. I have 68 of 92. This one I have only 18 of 92. This one I have 24 of 90. See, so on and so on.
Yeah, I can see it now. I've got 3% collection bonuses at the moment, and that's made up of 72 or more of 1%. Two of those.
So you're at 40%.
Yeah, so I'm sitting at foot. So to get, I can see now where I need to get. Because last year it seemed so much easier and quicker. For some reason, last year when they did it,
I think they said that. The difference this year is apparently that there are way more tier 5. Look how many there are now.
Yeah.
Way more tier 5s, which are apparently harder to get.
Yeah. Well, you're looking at almost 2 pages of tier 5, so I don't think it was like that last year.
Nope.
I'm pretty sure it wasn't. I mean, you're right, Doctor Who. I think you've hit the nail on the head. 72 decorations for each collection to max it. Yeah. That sounds right, doesn't it?
So that was the kind of curveball they threw this year, is there are way more tier 5 decorations. Those are harder to get. You're going to travel a little bit slower through the collections. Because now when you're crafting, tier 5s cost a lot.
Yeah.
Right? So I don't think the drop rate on tier 5s is necessarily higher. But guess where you can always get a tier 5, Pilgrim?
From the Snow Maidens, no?
No. A large box.
The large boxes, yes, of course you can. There you go.
See how that works? See how that
works? Oh, you guys in capitalism, you're very good at it, aren't you?
Just buy the boxes.
You're guaranteed to get your 50% credit bonus.
Yep.
By December the 30th.
I mean, there's a lot more going on this time. We got Chuck. Let's talk about Chuck for a second.
Yeah, let's talk about Chuck.
Yeah, let's talk about
personally, no disrespect to Chuck. He's an absolutely lovely guy, but I would much rather have Bruce Lee. But there you go.
Jeez.
Sorry, I had to put it out there.
Wow.
I've been wanting to say this for weeks. Chuck is an American idol.
Yeah.
But he's not a British or European idol. Bruce Lee is more on, he's more, should we say, loved? because he's not American. Sorry. I'm going to shut up now. Remember that thing we said? Remember that thing we said before we started, that the silence needs filling? I'm going to shut up.
Cliffy makes a good point. One of these two is still alive. I mean, it would be hard to negotiate with Bruce and get a cameo.
He's a little moldy.
Yeah, he's a little moldy. Although to be fair, this appears to be a younger Chuck because he's not quite that robust looking these days. So I have all my missions just about -1 here on this account. Later on in this fiesta, I'm going to sit down on my NA account and try to blast these out. What I'm going to be curious about is how many I can get done and how fast, because they're all going to be stacked up. So I do want to get Chuck Norris on my NA account. That's the only thing I'm really worried about on my NA account from this whole thing. I would like to get Chuck as a commander.
Well, you can use shards to simplify the mission, can't you?
Oh, that's true.
If you've got all your collections sorted.
See, there's another wrinkle that I hadn't really thought about.
Yeah.
You can use shards to simplify the missions.
Yeah.
Interesting. And so you've got shards to build the large ones, which are quite expensive. to get the
Yeah.
you got shards to build just the ones you need for the collections. You can use shards for the missions for Chuck. So there's a lot of competing interests for what you're going to do with your shards. And there's a lot of regular sized boxes to get, but ultimately it's not that much. I think really, in order to finish all of this year, even more so than last, is you have to buy some boxes.
Yes, I think definitely you will not get. I mean, unless you play 12 hours a day,
Yeah.
you're definitely going to have to buy some boxes to. I mean, I'm on my NA account. I'm at level 5.5 for Chuck, 6 maybe. But the other thing about Chuck's missions is that there are stuff along the way. So you start to gather the discounts for the tanks you can buy. All the way up to the tier 10, you get 20% off.
And that's a great point, because that's where the tank discounts are. You have to do the Chuck stuff to get the tank discounts. All the way up, like you said, up to 20% for a tier 10. I've already applied some of these for my EU account. I don't need this for NA because I have all the tanks, but other people do. The good news about the Chuck, I will say, and I don't know, tell me if you think the same way, they haven't been too grindy.
No, they sort of happen in the background, don't they?
Yeah. Once you complete your collections, use shards to make missions easier. Yeah, Wayne, I would agree with that. But that goes into the whole discussion about, did you buy boxes?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Did you buy boxes? Are you completely free to play as far as that goes? I don't know, man. That's what's interesting about it to me. Everyone's going to come at it different. It's one thing to sit down and go, okay, here's your strategy for going through the boxes, going through Christmas ops, holiday ops.
Yeah.
But everyone, really the wild card is, how many of the big boxes did you buy? That's the bottom line.
Because that'll be the deciding factor on the completion of almost all of the holiday op business. Will be whether you bought boxes or not, and all that sort of stuff.
Because I've opened 100, and I have 17,000 shards right now.
Yeah.
I have another 100 boxes. I have to assume I'm going to get, well, some of them won't get sharded because I'll get stuff that I'm missing. But let's just assume I get another 17,000 shards. I'll be at 32,000, and that's 200 boxes.
Yeah.
And frankly, that's not that much, really, once you start trying to craft tier 5s.
No, it's not, is it? Because it's, 1,080 or something for tier 5 decorations, something like that.
Now I do have one piece of advice for this year. If you're crafting stuff and you're wondering what to craft. So the first piece of advice was, don't craft anything but tier 5s.
Yeah.
Because the rest of it should come along the way, more or less. If you are still trying and struggling to get to Atmosphere 10, I kind of doubt anyone is by now, but if you are, when you do the Deco Writer thing, and we'll go to a tier 5 here just for giggles. Oops. And we'll make this one. Okay, so it sets it up. Always do random, at least at first, to get yourself to Atmosphere 10. Always do random, because there's so many tier 5 decorations. It's highly unlikely, especially if you don't have a lot of decorations, that you are going to get a duplicate.
Yeah.
And what I'm saying there is only to get to Atmosphere 5, because you only need so many. If you look at the places you decorate here, there's only, there are, I don't know how many, there's at least 4 versions of this right here, because there's 4 decorations or 4 things.
Yeah.
So, like I said, you're highly, and you only need 1 to put into the holder here to get yourself to 10. So that really, as far as strategy goes, other than waiting towards the end and then figuring out what you have left, that's about all there is.
And as Reed Tower said, for shard collection, you've also got the maiden boxes every day as well. All right, it's only one decoration, but it's free and it comes, in a box.
Yeah. And make sure you visit them, because there's a level there too. That's also something that was new to the holiday ops. If you go down here and you look at it, and everyone's probably seen that, but you can see I'm actually behind because I just haven't been doing much on my NA account. I'm not worried about this. There's nothing at the end of this that really helps. You can spend. How do you do that anyway? How do you spend the 5,000? Oh, there it is. So I could spend 5,700 right now and have all tier 5s. I don't know if that's worth
Right.
it.
Okay.
I don't know if that's
I
really
don't know.
worth it.
Is it? I don't know.
I don't think so, but I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, it's if based on my screen here, I'm at level 4 with the Snow Maidens. So from the start of the holiday ups to now, I've got to level 4. So if it started on the 9th, we're now on the 20th, so we're talking 11 days. Is it going to be 11 days before I get to level 5? So if I'm serious about trying to craft and getting to atmosphere 10 and including this as part of the equation, it may well be worth spending to take it up to level 5, because you will only get a couple of days of level 5 at the very end of it.
Well,
It takes me 20.
Doctor says someone did the math and it pays off. Blues Traveler says tier 5 are 1060. They are unless you do random. You can't do random the whole way because the more tier 5s you have, the more chance you do a random and you wasted your shards. But early on, random are cheap. They're 720 or 780 or something like that. But as you start to get serious about finishing the collections, and that becomes an issue, they are 1060 to make sure you get the one you want.
Yeah.
So it does pay off, I guess. So something to think about. If you got the shards, crank that up to 5, and then these guys are always giving you a 5. But of course, they can give you a duplicate too, right?
Yeah, that's
or
the thing.
is
Yeah.
hold on? Are the Snow Maidens guaranteed to never give a duplicate?
I don't think that's written anywhere. I don't think that it might be
I don't
the
think
case.
so either. No.
No, there you
Okay.
go. No.
So there you go. I mean, that's also a dice roll. You're dropping 5,700. That is about 5. Call it. That's about 5 tier 5s you could build. Of course, if you did it early, in 5 days, they should have paid off, and then it's all 5s from there. So I think that's probably what people are saying. If you did it right,
Yeah, do it.
You do it early, and then get through the 5 or 6 days it takes to get to replacing what you could have built with the shards, and then your profit from there.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, so
Yeah,
Cliffy
makes
says he
sense.
hasn't hit a dupe yet, but picking my 2 lowest types, 9 and 12.
Right.
9
Okay.
and 12, what does that mean? Oh, the groups that have multiples in the same type. Is that what you're talking about? 9 magic, yeah. That's something else to look at. What he's talking about is if you go in here and you look at the types, the little symbol up in the top here, some have multiple. So this is a pendant, and there are 3 of them, right? So if you 3, 3, 3, 1, 2, that only has 2. This appears to only have 1. Tree toppers only have 1. So if you randomly built a tree topper, can we do that? I think we can. Yeah. Then you're fine. You could. No, I see. No, that's Christmas tree. Ah, I see. Doesn't exactly work the way. Wait a minute. No, that's the collection type. Can you not build the? Yeah, that's the tree topper. There it is. Okay. Yeah. Oh, there's no way to Yes, there you go. So randomly.
Yeah.
Interesting. But that's going to be a tree topper from one of the collections. Okay.
Yeah.
There's also this random. What is this? Wait a minute. What does this random do here? Ah, there we go. No, that's a decoration type. So you're going to just get a random of that collection. Ah, okay. So I was a little off on what I was thinking you could do there. Basically, you're going to pay 1080 to get the Christmas tree topper. There's no way to randomly get it except to go like this. But then you would be random within the 4 collections. Ah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's what's going on there.
That's what's going on. The other thing is that personally, I'm not tried to do a specific theme. I've just collected 5s and just done it. I haven't bothered getting the Christmas theme, the magic theme, or whatever. Some people will want to do that. Some people will want to just keep the same theme, so you get all of New Year coming in or all of Christmas coming in. So that's going to make it harder and longer to do.
Yeah. All right. Well, I hope everyone's doing well on that. I enjoy it. It's a fun little diversion to add on to what you're doing while you play it.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Let's see what else we got. EU stuff. Do you want to talk about that?
Yeah, we can do that.
All
That'd
right.
be cool.
So I'm going to do a video on this later, but right now, let's see if I can get this thing called up here. Just want to discuss a few things that have kind of come up for me on the EU account. And a couple things that I've changed on it. I think the biggest one, Pilgrim, is I regret spending gold on cruise.
Yes.
That was a
Okay.
that was a huge waste.
Yes. Yes.
Because what happens, guys, and everyone knows this, but in case you don't, I spent a lot of gold moving crews up and keeping them at 100%, which doesn't matter because that's on their major qual on the tank. And if you're going to grind it, who cares? Why spend gold on something that is going to grind up pretty quickly anyway? So that was a massive mistake. I wasted a lot of gold doing that.
Yeah.
The only time you'd want to do that is if you just had 170,000 gold sitting around and it didn't matter.
Yeah. Just happened to be lying around somewhere on your account. Yeah.
So my advice to you is if you're limited on funds, do not use gold to move crews. Just accept the silver movement.
Yes. I failed miserably in that particular way of doing business over on my EU account and also on my NE account because I don't run crews in Tech Tree tanks unless they've been in the premiums. So I use the crews in the premiums, get them skilled, and move them back and forth. So it's free to do that. But they've got to be the same class, and they've got to be and all the rest of it to fit into the premium.
Wait a minute. So you're saying you take your Tech Tree crew and put it in the premium?
Yeah. Which is the right way to do it. But I don't, when I buy a Tech Tree tank, when I use credits, I always do it without a crew. If I've got a crew that will fit into that tank that I've been using in the premium.
But then you use silver to retrain them to that crew, to that tank. Oh yeah, absolutely.
Previously I used gold.
Or if you move them up, if you're
Or you move them up. That's what I do. For example, artillery. I'll take an artillery crew from whatever tier it starts at, 5 or 6, and I'll just bounce them all the way up. I've done that with the German mediums. So my Leopard 1 has the crew that I originally had way back when in one of the Panzer, whatever it was. So they're all sitting with 5, 6 skills at that level. But it's a cost to do that all the way up. Yeah.
Yeah, and when you change them, you don't lose any perks or skills. It's just the major qual in that tank, and it doesn't matter because you will rebuild that really quickly. So that was a huge mistake on that account. I didn't really think about it until I started getting low on gold, and I just accepted that I didn't have to spend it on crews. And I had been saying for a while, like, all right, this is the best thing to use your gold for, and that is completely wrong. Completely and utterly wrong.
Well, no, I mean, yeah, you could say that, but the other thing is that if you use silver to move your crew, if you like, put it that way, if you're using your reserves to add extra XP to your crew and all the rest of it, it doesnn't take very long to get them to 100%. It doesn't take very long at all. I mean, we've got low blow. We've got an Australian. We've got an Australian in the house, look.
You still have to grind it. I mean, there's a time sink. So clearly, if you've got the gold or the money or excess or whatever, you don't care, then by all means. But if you're on a tight budget or you're on a tight gold limit, it's probably not the best thing to use your gold for.
No. Effectively, if you're using gold.
It begs the question: what is the best thing to use the gold for?
Yeah, that is a good question, isn't it?
Premiums.
Yeah, take your premium crew and use gold to put it into your Tech Tree tank. If you've been using your premium to grind the crew, absolutely.
Well, you can skill resets. So Cliffy, I think Cliffy's hit on one of the big ones. Skill resets. If you need to fix skill issues, or if you're maybe you're going to do the first skill is not Brothers in Arms, it's something useful, and then you're going to reset once they hit 100%, drop Brothers in Arms or whatever. Yes, so or you make a mistake, or you are moving crew and the radio position frickin' moves from one place to the
Yeah.
other. And that would be more like
Yeah.
a one-off because you don't have to spend the 200 on the one guy or two
Yeah.
guys, I guess, the one you're taking it off and the one you're putting it on. So there you go. That's good advice.
I've also reclassified crew from, if I've got a 4 or 5 skill crew and they're a medium tank crew, I've also used gold to reclassify them to a heavy tank. Because you can reclassify them, can't you? Because it's a good crew and I want to use it in my whatever heavy tank I decided to get, and I'm thinking, well, I don't have any other heavy tank crews I can pop in there. Hang on, I've got a medium tank crew which is sitting idle. They've all got 5 skills. Let's change them into, I think it's 500 gold, I think it is to change.
Yeah.
It's quite expensive. But I have done that in the past.
Yeah, so I think crew skill resets are probably the big one. Maybe premium tanks, but also saving enough to move equipment around without losing it. That's important. It's not very expensive, so it's not too hard to do. But just willy-nilly, just moving, say, a guy from a tier 7 to a crew from a tier 7 to tier 8, that's 800,000, 1,200 gold, depending on the number of guys that are in there.
Yeah.
I think that's a huge waste. Just accept that your primary qualification is going to be a little low, but you're going to be grinding that tank anyway, and it will get there very quickly.
And stick your boosters on, before you know it, it's dealt with, it's done. Yeah.
So there's that. The other thing that's interesting that I've been tracking a bit is my stats and the cost to my stats of not using gold, which as I get in higher and higher tiers is becoming more and more apparent to me.
Yeah.
It is something I didn't really worry too much about for a long time on NA because I usually used gold. So you see all the pay to win and you have to use gold and blah, blah, blah. There are people out there who can play at, 60, 65% without gold. A couple notable ones are streamers and they no kidding don't use gold. But I think for the vast majority of us, me included, gold is kind of required based on the way the game is. And I'm talking about gold premium special, whatever you want to call that round, the better round. It's kind of required actually. And I managed a 55% win rate in 1,000 battles, and that's pretty decent. For not firing a single round of gold. But when I look at my stats, and I'll put this in the video, I'm not going to go over it now, but I look at my 2 Renegade stats because I have roughly 100 battles in each one on each account. I'm at 48% win rate on my EU with about 400 or 500 less DPG. Maybe closer to 700. That's 2 shots a game. That's huge. That is a massive difference in 100 battles. And it's not all gold. The meta's a little bit different. I had a kind of bad crew to start with. I played without equipment for a while, blah, blah, blah. But I think that is much less important than not having gold.
And I think having platooned with you quite a lot on the EU account and when you're in your Renegade, the number of times you are said out loud, I cannot penetrate this, whatever it is in front of you, I cannot penetrate it.
Yeah.
And that's from a skilled player. So absolutely, I truly believe, and I know, I will disagree with some thoughts about it being pay to win, but it is certainly pay to penetrate, at times.
Well, you can get it for silver, so I don't think it's pay to win from that aspect. Not directly.
I disagree. I disagree with anybody who says it's pay to win because it's not.
Yeah.
You can still win without putting any money into the game. But it is your likelihood of penetrating, your likelihood of causing damage is significantly different, I think.
I mean, there's always weak spots, and you can flank and all the other BS, everyone, and that's very true. But you are going to find yourself in situations on maps and engagements where you're face to face with something, and you're in your tier 8, and they're in a 10, and without a number 2 or whatever you put your special shell on, numbers wise, without that, your chances of penetrating are decreasing significantly. Let's put it that way. So I don't know.
Cliffy's got it right, Cliffy. It was me stealing all your damage.
Yeah. It's a really fascinating, balanced discussion, and the fact is the game is balanced around it to some extent. You may laugh at the term balanced, that it's even balanced at all, but I think you understand what I'm saying is that the interactions between armor and pen and tiering, they do take into account the fact that you are going to be using some special rounds. especially at higher tiers. And the fact is, from my experience doing this, you have got to carry some.
Yeah.
If you don't, you have to accept that your DPG is going to be lower, unless you're one of the very special, very, very top tier players. And, let's not go and talk about the exception being the actual rule. Those guys are exceptions that prove the rule. Yes, they are outliers that can do amazing things. The rest of us, we probably want to carry 4 to 8 special rounds.
Yeah. I think, and that's the bottom line. And I think if you look back to the decision-making process that Wargaming must have gone through to make it available for silver, I think they also knew and recognised that it has an impact on the game, therefore make it available to more people. Because, a lot of people, especially, and here we go, especially on the Russian server where they don't spend a lot of money on this, apparently. People were not buying gold special rounds with using real money. So the availability of it with silver has reaffirmed how Wargaming see special ammunition, gold ammunition, whatever you want to call it. Large kits, say. Yeah.
Wayne says Talgrim. Talgrim is one of the ones I'm talking about. I just didn't throw the name out there. There's a couple of them out there who are kind of specialized on not using gold and have amazing stats. And I fully admit that is absolutely possible.
Yeah.
So, but here's the thing. I bet if Talgrim used a little gold, his DPG would be slightly higher. I'm not saying it would be amazing. Not saying it would change everything he does. If he had some special rounds to chuck in certain situations, he would, have slightly higher DPG. That's just a fact. It's not an arguable kind of thing.
No.
More pen is more pen. There's some give or take there though, because APCR falls off on pen at range. Heat has trouble with angles and tracks, so you do give up a few things. I don't think enough to matter too much. If you're running around with heat and all you ever do is shoot heat, you're probably limiting yourself, because there's situations where heat is not the thing.
No. And APCR will ricochet a lot more than normal AP.
At range, yeah, absolutely. Because
at range,
the pen falls off.
Yeah.
World of Tanks is the top grossing game of 2020. Is that true? Holy cow. Well, they certainly have the monetization down, don't they?
Yeah, you and I, we love this game, and the hook is they get you in on free to play, but they do make you put your hand in your pocket in like under the radar ways.
Yeah.
You think I've sat here many a day going, I'm gonna get some more premium time. I just need those credits. You're like.
Cliffy says 1.5 to 2 shots better for Talgrim if he carried gold. Are you talking about Talgrim or for us? I think that number might be slightly lower on average for him, because I think he's just that good that he doesn't waste a lot of shots anyway. His DPG and skills are so high already that squeezing another 2 shots out a game just because he used special, I don't know if that's realistic, but maybe 1.5 at the top, maybe 1. I was thinking 1 extra shot because he used a little bit of special rounds. But I don't know, man. You could be right. It could be 1.5 to 2. I think we can all agree that it would be more.
Yeah, I mean, as Cliffy just said that in general. Yeah.
I don't think it's a case of, he'd pen 5 more or his DPG would increase 50%. We don't have to, he's already at the top level. A player like him's already kind of at the top level of skill, and it's hard to wring more out of that much skill. Yeah. But a little bit of gold might help out, I think. Ask Lord.
Well, I think you're right in that, is that those guys who are the very top of this game and they're in the high 60s, 70% win rates and all the rest of it.
Yeah.
There's only so far you can go, because don't forget there is a randomness introduced into the game. So nobody's ever going to get 100%. And I doubt very much anybody's going to get close to that, ever. Because the randomness dictates that you can't get 100%, you can't get 90%. But certainly 70, 80% sort of level player, you could get there if you really, really focus. And
it's interesting what Cliffy said there. When you do, and I found this myself, when you don't have gold, you do play a little bit differently, because you're less willing to just kind of slug it out at times, or go to places where you're less willing to go to places where you can't pen because you're going to run into the wrong thing. So it does change your mindset on how you play the game and where you go.
Yeah.
So simply adding special ammo in it isn't necessarily going to automatically make you better. This is the reason why when people talk about this is that, look, you got to have a certain amount of skill. Just chucking
Yeah.
gold and special ammo at people doesn't make you a great player, or won't make your stats increase. There's a lot more to it,
No.
which is why the game is interesting.
Yeah.
But for somebody
Yeah.
with the skills like a guy like Talgrim, who already has those skills, once he has that skill set, and then you add some ammo that has a little more pen,
Yeah.
that's going to make
Yeah.
a big difference.
Well, yeah, exactly. If he was going to hit a weak spot with his normal ammo, but it hits with a special round, of course,
Yeah.
he's going to get the extra damage that involves, the higher penetration and so on. So yeah, absolutely.
Yep.
Absolutely.
So that's kind of the EU experience that I wanted to talk about. There'll be more to it when we get to it, talking about some of the new player, new account kind of things that you run into. What else we got?
It's been interesting. Just to caveat that whole thing, it's been interesting platooning with you on the EU, to get an idea of how it feels for me the other way around. Do you know what I mean? It's easy for me to say, oh, it's a struggle for me because I've got high ping and all the rest of it. So it's quite nice to see it the other way. It in some way justifies my poor performances. So because it's a real factor. The ping is a real factor. That slight lagginess is a real factor in this game, because when it comes down to RNG, if you're not the first guy in on there, you're gonna suffer for it. So that was nice to see. It was also nice to see that you could play the game, which you were doing. You could play the battle without the huge stress load that's on your shoulders generally.
Yeah.
Being a CC on the NA account, having a good player status, or status as we say in the UK, there is a hidden pressure on you that requires you to perform, whether you like it or know it. It's a fact. Is that you're out there, you put yourself out there, and subconsciously you're saying, I've got to perform. Whereas when you're on the EU, it was nice to see you playing without that stress level. Because at times you just went, nah, we're just having a bit of fun with this, aren't we? And you were getting mullered left, right, and centre from everybody. You go, well, you know what? Let's go to the garage and pick another tank. Whereas, if it was the NA, you would be slightly more aggressive.
That has definitely been relaxing to some extent. I do still find myself getting a little bit worked up if I'm not performing well, and I think 55% with no gold and the way I did it, grinding tanks, is pretty decent. But you're right, on NA you don't want to stream or be a CC. I'm going to rephrase that a little bit. There are CCs that do not have as good a stats as me. They bring other stuff. They're creating content in various ways. People also sometimes want to see an average to slightly above average player, how they do it and what they think. It's not necessarily just because you're good you have a valid opinion, right? And your valid opinion isn't valid just because you say it is. So there's a lot to go into that. But for me anyway, I want to perform. I don't want to stream and be a complete potato.
No.
Although I've been doing that a little bit on EU, like you said, where we just have a laugh and have a good time. But it's a pixel tank game, so ultimately, that's what we should do.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. I'm sorry, Wayne. I have no idea what is going on with the bloody.
I fixed it. I fixed it while he was away last weekend. I fixed it.
Freaking crazy, man.
I snuck in and fixed it, so I'm overpowering now.
Now, Doctor Who had a request there. Did you see that?
Yes, Safosh.
Yeah. So what do you think, man?
I've said this before, and if you're going to quit something, just quit it. Don't make a noise about it. Just go. What I mean? He's one human being in a planet of billions. I don't.
Yeah.
To be honest, if you want real honesty, I don't care. If you're going to quit, just go. Don't make a fuss about it. Don't tell the world. Don't put it in the forums. Just go. If it's not your thing anymore, that's cool. But I don't need to know that, mate. On your way. Bye. Close the door on your way out. Thanks for all your effort. That's how it sits with me, anyway. Guido.
That's it. So there you go. The extreme honesty from Pilgrim. I guess I'm kind of in the same boat there. He's got valid complaints. He's had valid complaints. At the end of the day, if he's not having fun, that's fine. He does have a channel to market. He has been known for kind of clickbaity, look at me kind of videos, as have we all. So don't lose your mind. I'm not acting like I'm on my high horse here, because I am not. The whole Chrysler K thing. He has made bold statements in the past. Some of that is marketing stuff. Some of that is passion for the game. Some of that is poking Wargame in the eye, which he's done quite a bit. He is a brash kind of guy, so you're going to get a lot of language and stuff when you watch his channels. People like that, and that's fine. That's kind of his shtick. He's built up a huge following, and I wish him luck. I think he can probably do this streaming thing with whatever game he's doing, and I know he's branched off in the recent past anyway. For whatever reason, he decided it was time to go. The whole I'm going to delete, uninstall thing, that's just theater for theater's sake. I'm with you. I could do without it. I don't really care. Not that he gives a piss what I think with,
exactly that. I mean, it's vice versa, isn't it? He wouldn't care whether Pilgrim said, bye, or not. It doesn't give a, he wanted to make a statement. He wanted to say something. He's a streamer. He put it out there for the world. He's going to get a million different reactions to that. And if he's not man enough to accept, I don't care about you, mate, then fine. That's your problem, not mine.
I mean, I get the whole make a video, talk about why you did it, but the whole there's going to be an end stream and then I'm going to delete this trash game. Whatever, dude. Okay, got it. Yeah.
Carry on. Attack Crows, good day, sir. Yeah. We've got Attack Crows in the house.
A great player, did great stuff for the community as far as making videos, telling people what he thought of stuff and all that. So I don't know. What do you guys
see? That should be his legacy. This is the point I'm trying to make. If you're going to go out there and create content to help other people play the game either better or or to improve, like you do, that's your legacy. Your legacy should not be, after so many years of doing that, shove it up your backside. I'm not interested. This is how I feel about it. Look, mate, if you're pissed off with the game, then thanks, bye. Great for everything you've done. Your legacy is there. You've helped people get better. You've educated people. You've shown people how to play. Or whatever it is that you've done with your stream. That's your legacy. Not this is shit and I'm leaving. Well, all right.
Yeah. I think I definitely agree with you, in the principle of it. Doctor Who, that's always been my plan on when I started this thing. And I've said it multiple times, but you're not going to get memes or, a bunch of funny business. I mean, we try to have fun and have a laugh, but I'm not going to do it in no insult to millennials, but I'm not going to do it in the millennial style. That's just not me, and I'm not going to do it that way. So, just a bunch of old guys sitting around drinking coffee and playing tanks.
Exactly. We're of an age where, I've actually got less on this earth than I've had, so I don't give two tosses about anything, really,
So Attack Crows makes a good point. He's like, I like both. Okay, yeah, absolutely. You know what I mean? Sometimes you want one, sometimes you want the other. Yeah, that's fantastic, man. That's what's cool.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I appreciated the content that Sir Fosh did and all the other CCs. I look at a lot of them because I want to get better. That's not the point. The point is, if you're going to go, just go. It's not a deal to anybody. It's not really. Yeah. I mean, if it was my next door neighbour, I wouldn't care. I mean, whatever, mate.
But and it just appeals to the screw this game, guys. It's like blah blah. This why do you play this trash game? I don't know why you on the forums asking me why I play the trash game. If you hate it, move on, dude. Yeah, go do.
There's always Minecraft. That's quite popular, isn't it? Or what's the other one? Fortnite. Yeah. I don't know.
It's like I don't care if you leave.
Do you know, I'll probably eat my words in a couple of years' time. I'll be like, bloody shit game, I'm leaving. Oh, dear.
So anyway, next week's stream will be when I delete the game.
Yeah.
So we're going to do it better. It's Pilgrim and I are both going to delete it at the same time.
I'll have little fireworks going off.
Munchy munch.
Munchy munch.
Millennials are going to count some. Let's see. Question: is it worth to grind out the medium line in the Japanese tech tree? Well, let's take a quick look, man. All right, I am going to give you Guido's standard answer to if somebody says, is it worth it to grind? My answer is always yes, because the game is awesome and I like all the tanks. Now, that has to be modified for your own personal time, what you like, whether you want to spend the time, do you like the tanks, all the rest of the stuff. I wanted to grind every line, so yes. That being said, the medium line for the Japanese is a little bit odd.
It is.
Yeah, so it's the standard alphabet soup of lights and mediums up to tier 5, and then you split off to the Cheeto, which is mediocre. The Chi-Ri, which is odd. It's got that little autoloader. I actually quite liked it. But
I like the Chi-Ri.
Yeah, but it's definitely a different kind of tank. The STA-1, the Type, and the STB are all good. I like all of those. Yes, and Attack Rose is true. The STB is fun. It is hard to play well, but I do enjoy that. I think the Type 61 is a big sleeper at 9. That is a really good tier 9.
Yeah, yeah.
Really good tier 9.
Yeah.
But so yeah, I think it is worth it, man. I would. You're gonna have to prioritize what it is you want to get out of the game and where you want to go. But I don't. You're probably not going to love the Cheeto. You may hate the Chi-Ri if you go into it with an open mind and sort of learn how to do what that little autoloader does. It's quite fun, but the Chi-Ri really has nothing to do with the rest of the line. The STA-1, Type, and STB all play similarly, so that's nice. Once you get to tier 8, it's kind of the same tank, just more tier. So that's my point.
I think I love the Chi-Ri. I think it's a marvelous little tank, and it's a little autoloader, and it's not well known, so therefore it's unexpected when you pop out and you've got more than one round in the barrel, which is great, always great. But I think the problem with these lines that are not bespoke tanks to the nation is that the expectation is they play the same. Now, what I mean by that is if you've got a Russian T-34 and then you go and find a Chinese equivalent, the expectation is that the Chinese equivalent will play the same as the Russian original, which it doesn't. It's slightly poorer in many occasions and many times.
Usually hits harder with worse gun handling.
Usually, yeah, exactly. There's always a difference to it.
Yeah.
So you have to adjust your playing style and your mindset that it's not what the original was. It's different. And once you get around that, I think it's better.
Yeah, absolutely. Just to touch on go back real quick on the Foch thing. Attack Crows, I agree 100%. He has for a long time been trying to tell Wargaming, giving Wargaming actually good advice, because if you look at what he's saying, he's pretty spot on a lot of times. I don't agree with everything he said, but who ever does? And they basically ignored him, and it goes back a long time. So there's a lot of water under that bridge, 100%. Yeah. And you do come to a point with anything in your life where you're just not going to deal with that thing anymore.
Yeah.
But it's how you do it, I think, is what Pilgrim and I are saying that makes the man, I guess. But you know what? Whatever. I don't have 80,000 followers, whatever the hell he is.
No.
So what the hell do I know?
I only have 80,000 followers if I've got a tin of cat food in my pocket.
All I've got is this guy.
Yeah.
and all the cats following him.
No, I'm just hanging on Guido's coattails like this. So no, look at me. I'm part of the Guido show. Look at me.
Pilgrim, what do you think? Is the SGG worth 8,700 gold?
Right, again, for me personally, yes. But that's my personal opinion. I would say, again, it's a play style that you need to look at. Yeah, I would pay 8,700 gold for it, but whether it's good for everybody, you have to adapt your play style for the STG. You really do.
Yeah.
It's not. There's no other way of actually finding out whether it's going to suit you other than buying it and getting it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So me, I love it. I think it's a brilliant tank, but that's a personal opinion, and it is
a different kind of play style. It is fun to go punch people in the face. It's a weird tank because you go, ooh, big gun, decent turret. I'm a punch people, lots of angles on the front. I'm a punch people in the face tank, but not really, because just the way it's laid out, it gets pinned pretty easily. So on the one hand, you need to be close with the derpy gun. On the other hand, you don't want to get too close because you get thumped. So it's not easy to use, but it's quite a bit of fun. And I know we keep going back to the Foch thing. It's a great point, though. There is a difference between people who do it more as a hobby, like we're doing, and people who are making their entire income from streaming. You have got to continue to generate excitement and hype and keep people around, and unfortunately, that usually comes with very extreme views or content, just to get So to some, and that's what I don't care for that. I'm not just talking about Sir Foch in this case. I'm just talking about the whole general idea. Even as I understand exactly why they're doing it, and for them, it's entirely rational because they're trying to make a living doing this. So, I don't know.
There is just a million ways why this would occur. And at the end of the day, we come back to our point. It's a pixel tank game. It might be generating income for a number of people. That's fine. That's how they do their business. That's good. But at the end of the day, I think, the mindset for you, and for me as well, is that it's a pixel tank game.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, when you boil it right down, it's just a game that comes through the internet.
Wayne says, what's the over-under on Foch coming back tomorrow? I don't know. It's a good question. So is he able to survive without World of Tanks? I don't know. What does his content do? What game is he playing? How many people stick around to his stream? I don't know, man. That's a great question. That's the old joke on the forums, right? When people come in and do the whole burn the barn down, I'm leaving, I hate you all, this company is garbage, I'm deleting the game. Yeah. And the best comments are right. Okay, see you tomorrow.
Yeah, bye, see you tomorrow. But you're quite right in that. Ice Palooza, yes, it's getting a buff. There's some stats out on Harkonnen's site from the Daily Bounce. If you check that out, it's getting a buff. But on just to sort of should we underline the Foch thing? On that thing, Quickie Baby, for example, does more than just World of Tanks on his stream. So if you're creating income off your stream, you need to be diverse anyway, because you have to carry your followers with you. And so I think Quickie Baby does World of Warcraft or something like that. Something like that, whatever. Thanks for the follow, guys. And so I don't think Sir Foch, if he can maintain his presence and maintain his follow doing something else, all credit to him. And you know what, mate? Good on you. If you don't need to come back to World of Tanks, then don't.
Well, that's the game too, right? Because early on in a game, if you can get on as the wave starts on a game, on a big game, and be one of the first, gather a big following.
Yeah.
However long that game is strong, you can ride that for quite a while, only doing that game. But at some point, if that then becomes your living, i.e., Quickie Baby, Foch, and once you start to see that crest happen, you go, okay, I'm gonna, in order to survive this, I've got to start thinking about what my follow-on game is going to be. Where am I going to go? That's why the biggest streamers, the biggest ones, do everything. They don't stick. Once they get big enough, now they can go play anything, and they'll have people following just to see what they're doing. But how do you go from that specialized Watt dude to something bigger? Yeah. As big as Quickie Baby is, he's peanuts compared to some of these massive streamers out there.
Yeah, no, yeah, absolutely.
I mean, he's massive for World of Tanks. But compared to some of these other dudes who are doing all these other games, he's little guy.
I'll throw one in for you, which is not something, right? You do not connect this to me, but there's a girl who does makeup on. It's nothing to do with me, right? But there's this girl who does. This girl does makeup on YouTube, and she's got 6 million followers. 6 million. I mean, she's making her money hand over fist because she slaps stuff on her face in front of a camera. You know what I mean? And that's big. 150,000 followers is nothing. 200,000 followers, but compared to that, that's monetization big style, isn't it? You know what I mean? So
did she do your lips? Did she do your lippy? Did she do your lippy right before this?
Yeah, I know how to contour and lippy and everything. I'm cool with all that.
Oh, CM Goku, I'm surprised you haven't got one, man. Have you got one in the past? I think can you only get 3 total the whole time? Is that what I read? Right? Or is it a day?
Okay.
Or is that a day? Once during the holidays. Yeah. It's Kedge. I think Kedge is right. If you've got one a while ago, I don't know if. But I think there's also a style you can get. There's three. Is it 3 drops of
Three
whatever?
per account. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Cliffy
annoying.
saying 3 per account.
How annoying is that? Why? Let's just talk about that. Why is it 3
Yeah.
little boxes? Oh, we got drops. Okay, you can get 3 little boxes for the whole holiday ops. Are you kidding me?
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean,
And you've got to
seriously.
think about. Well, you've also got to think that you might have only that not everybody gets a drop. So why make it such?
Well, I think it
such a
happens
poor
pretty
thing?
quick, actually. It happens. I mean, it does take some time, but I got mine real quick. Bizarrely,
Oh, did you? Okay.
I got mine while streaming. So apparently, while I'm streaming, I'm technically watching my own stream. I guess I don't. I couldn't figure that one out, but they showed up.
Brilliant.
3 a day. Okay, so if it's 3 a day, that's way better.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah. Yeah.
But so Goku, I can't. I have to put my binoculars on, man.
Put your
Sorry.
glasses on. CM Goku.
Is that what it is? CM. That's bad luck if you've been watching that much, especially if it's daily. Nope. Cliffy says 3 per account. All right, now we have a controversy going on here.
We do. And Clutch is quite right. Why are there no missions for large boxes? There has been in the past, hasn't there?
Oh, isn't that annoying? Isn't that annoying?
Yeah.
Why would you not just give everyone 3 large boxes when they logged in? Just 3 large boxes.
Yeah. Do you know why? Marketing wise, that is ideal. Bang everybody 3 boxes. Then you're encouraged to go and buy some more because you got some nice stuff in your 3 boxes. For example, if you got 3 boxes gifted on the EU account, ended up with a T78 premium.
Yeah.
Now, if that happened to a large percentage of people, you're more likely to go back. Oh, I'm gonna get another 25, or I'm gonna get another 3, even if it's just another 3.
There you go, Blues. Hey,
per account.
hey, you want to buy some stuff? The first one's free, man.
Yeah, it's always free, isn't it? The first one's always free, and then they get you hooked.
So if it's 3, it seems to be the consensus, not that makes it true, that you can only get 3 total. That seems right because I haven't had any drop and I've been streaming quite a bit. So I got, the first day I streamed, I got my 3 boxes and I don't know if it was a garage slot. But there was also a camo involved. There you go. Keds just put up the ads. So,
Oh, okay. All right. There we go.
which makes me say once again, I mean, why not 10 or
Large.
1 a day or 2 a day or I don't know.
Yeah.
Or a chance at a large. See, that's my other thing with this. Would there not be a small chance for a large box? Just 1 large box?
Yeah.
If you wanted people to watch, a large box is a possibility. They would love it. Regular drop
course they would.
up to 3 in 1 garage slot. There you go. Each can be received once per account. Epic drop,
During the
a
event.
2D style, can be received once per account during the event. So really, you're going to get 3 boxes, a camo, and a slot, and that's.
Sorry, I've just read what Dr. Hugo. I want a garage slot because I only have 134 spare ones. You're like me, mate. I've got so many. I mean, I can't give them away. I've got that many.
I have every tank in the game, and I have.
Yeah.
I have. What do I have
Oh
here?
dear.
I have 64 extra, and I have every tank, every tech tree tank.
What are you going to do with them? Well, you would need to buy a Maserati and just park it in there. I've got Maserati in mine.
Yeah. Yeah, Tech I got mine the first day too. It seemed like it happened pretty quickly. So there you go. You've done this cool marketing thing, and then a week into it, everyone's like, "Ho hum! I can't get anything else. What's the point?" And now all of us CCs drops enabled. People are like, whatever, dude. I already got my drops. What's the point?
Yeah.
Why would drops not be a kit or a personal reserve or 5 bonds or 20 gold, 10 gold, 5, I don't know, 10,000 credits. The options are immense. They're everything. I would have taken this Wargaming and I would have put some of everything in the drop.
Absolutely.
And even if you wanted to limit it to 1 a day, right? 1 a day.
Yeah.
Here's all the things you can get. You only get 1 a day. that makes somebody want to watch every day and go, I'm going to watch for an hour and see what I get.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
How
do
they not do stuff like that, Pilgrim? I don't get it, man.
Well, I think there's a mindset that isn't really attuned to that what they think they're doing. I'm quite sure that they think they're doing fantastically with this.
Well, they are, because they're making shit tons of money.
Yeah. I think also you've got to also look at how well would that have supported the CCs, your suggestion there. So the CCs go on stream with content for wargaming. They're, not for wargaming, but actually wargaming benefit out of your content streams. Then to get you guys more views, let's encourage that by doing something worthwhile for people to actually watch the stream. Apart from the contents, where this content is well worthwhile watching, guys. Stay here, But also on top of that, you get a drop with something decent in. Why not? Yeah, exactly. Cliff is right. Anybody watching World of Tanks is good for it.
Commander AF made a video of opening boxes, and they gave her 1,000 boxes.
What? Did I miss that?
Yeah, it was 200. It was 250, right? Isn't it? I think I'm right. I think it was I think it was 250 of each type. Let me go find it here. And I was looking at that, going, okay, what? Where is it? Unwraps a fun ton of holiday boxes. Okay, which is a good idea. That's absolutely a cool marketing thing. But let me see if we can find where she gets into the boxes here.
Munchy Munch, you're on board with me. Yeah, Chiri is in my Pop's Dog's box.
So she's got 250 of three of the box kinds and 450 of the other one. All right.
Good grief.
This is not a complaint about how many boxes she got.
That's a huge.
But what are you trying to? What is marketing attempting to get at with that?
I don't know.
Right? Who the hell can buy 1,000 boxes?
Well,
what is that going to draw?
I wouldn't.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. What happens on box 999? She still hasn't got the Basante. You know what I mean? No, I still haven't got the heavy Italian sugar.
By the time you open 1,000 boxes, I don't know, what is your goal at 1,000? I've opened 100, and I got probably, I want to say it was 60,000 gold.
Right.
So she's going to have 600,000 gold on her account, which there's nothing you can do with 600,000 gold unless you have a brand new account. Then you can buy all of the premiums for gold, and that's pretty much it. You could convert it to silver. What's that?
Well, you could, yeah. It wouldn't even cost you that, because you can get that premium package that has, I don't know, 70 odd premium tanks in it. So it wouldn't even cost you to individually buy all the tanks, would it? You can do that. I
just think that is just a moronic marketing video. No. It's not moronic in that she's opening boxes. That should absolutely happen. You take that employee, she's the face of whatever that is. What's it called? What Next? Or
What Next? Yeah.
And she creates content and all that stuff. But why in the F would you give her 1,000 boxes for people to go, oh, well, right, that's not something I could ever manage to do. Why would you not just give 75 of each one? Because you can buy 75.
Because that's exactly what people will buy. But
right. You go, hey, here's 75 boxes. Fine, give her 75 of each one so she can go through it all. That makes an event. It's still 300 boxes, which is stupid amount of boxes. But it's a more realistic example of what the customer can expect.
Yeah.
Instead, they give her 1,000 boxes for I don't know what reason.
Well, it's not even a marketing deal, that, to me, because it has no correlation to.
There's no connection to you as a player. No, there's zero connection to you as a player. That doesn't. That's like telling you that star is 500 light years away. It doesn't mean anything to you.
To me, no. Which star are we talking about?
Yes.
That one there.
That seems far, I guess. I don't know.
Long way, isn't it? Can't really get in my little Renault Clio and drive there, can I?
No,
I guess not.
Anyway.
Oh dear. Well, I don't know. Well, Explorator 1. I'm not sure if that's right. You say let's players get a better chance to see the odds. I think you only need to see 100 boxes to see the odds.
But here's the problem with Explorator. You make a good point. But the video doesn't show her opening every box, nor does it give an accounting of what she got.
Really?
No, it's cut. It's a 5-minute video, which is kind of the thing. And it's cut, and it shows a couple of good moments where she got cool stuff. So it's good at showing kind of how the animations go, what the mechanics of opening it are, showing some of the things you get, which is the marketing bit. Hey, look, a GSOR. Hey, look, a Basante. But there's no...
Sorry, stop. Hisenberg. Just read what Hisenberg put. Sorry. You're a star, sir. An absolute star, but we won't go there.
Hisenberg, I think you can expect a call from Wargaming to be added to their marketing team. They could have saved the whole debacle. Just sent 1,000 boxes. That would have been fun as just a joke.
Yeah, it would have been, wouldn't it?
Like, if they had any brains, they would have done that. If they had any brains, they would have immediately sent Sir Foch 1,000 boxes.
Yeah.
I would have done it.
Back.
I wouldn't even. That note's good. My thought was not. Don't even send a note. Just drop 1,000 boxes in his account.
Yeah.
Oh man. Well, yeah. If she gave the data to 13, because I know 13 made it and several others did it. That's great. Still, from a marketing standpoint, the player-facing video is a 5-minute video. The majority of players in this game don't watch this show, don't even go to the forums, don't do anything but maybe look at a 5-minute video from her. The majority aren't going to worry about the odds. They just go off, small snippets. So, I mean, I don't think they gave her 1,000 boxes in order that she could get data to send to CCs to worry about the odds. That's just
no.
Yeah.
Somebody in marketing went, what can we do that's different this year? Oh, let's give Commander AF 1,000 boxes. That'll be fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's a great idea for opening, absolutely. But I would have given her 75, and I would have.
Yeah, exactly.
I would have done a video about all 75 of one group.
Yeah.
And then see what happened. And really, if you wanted to play a marketing game, you could have her open 75. And then the other 75, and then the third and the fourth, and find the best one, and that's the one you show. I mean, there's ways to kind of massage that without being complete, jackasses and giving her 1,000 for God knows what.
1,000. Yep. Well, let me put it a different way, right? I'll ask you this question. There's 4 different types of boxes, isn't there? There's Christmas, New Year, Magic, whatever. I don't care. Why have you got 4 different types? Because they all have the same kit in. Just call them Christmas boxes. Why have they got 4 different ones? What's that all about? I've no idea. Why? What's the point?
Yeah.
For me, there's no point. New Year, Magic, just call it Christmas.
Well, I mean, it's the collection thing.
Holiday.
It's the collection thing, though. They split. They split into the collections. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I'll stand corrected. Yes. Shut up, Pilgrim.
Which frankly is another way to sell more boxes, because there are 4 collections, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Because you want to get some boxes from each collection, baby. Yeah, exactly right. Yeah. General X98, thanks for the follow, man. Caduceus was a while back, but thank you very much. I think Pilgrim said thank you, but also Gruz, Miss Gruz, in there as well about an hour ago. So thanks, guys. Welcome to the show. All right, man. I think we're getting towards the end. This is although this has been a random one, it's been a good one. We've covered a lot of territory. Was there anything we missed?
Well, hang on. Yes.
Oh.
Before we get to my little bits at the end, if you don't mind, but we haven't done this, have we?
Oh God, yeah.
No, there we go. What we're looking for.
So Caduceus saw me on What Now. So thanks, man. That was a good time. We talked about it earlier,
cool.
But. This is my version of that. We don't actually play games, but we'll talk about World of Tanks, what's going on. commiserate, piss and moan, all that good stuff. Do all the stuff old guys do.
So we're going to on air live open your ersatz chocolate and my real chocolate.
I'm not even excited. This stuff. Anyway, this is my Mandalorian. By the way, no spoilers, guys. I haven't seen it yet. No spoilers. I haven't seen the last episode of the second season.
No. We don't want any spoilers.
It's Cliffy. Cliffy.
If you don't.
Cliffy.
No, don't.
I heard it was good. I do know that part. What day is today? The 20th. Okay.
20th. I don't even know what that is. Does anybody know what that's supposed to be? Something? Is that a present? It's a loot box. I got a loot box in my Maltesers. Oh, look at that.
All right, so I'm 3 days behind actually. My chocolates. My chocolates from the Mandalorian. I don't even know what company this is. Gallery. Like what kind of chocolate is it? It's a Disney product, of course. It doesn't. It's some kind of Disney. It says Star Wars on it, and we discussed this last time. But my Advent calendar chocolate tastes like a combination of sand and old dirty cardboard.
I like the fact that somebody commented on that and said he was from the Chamber of Commerce and everything made in the USA is fine and dandy.
Where was that?
It was a comment on one of your YouTube videos.
Oh.
I think it was the Coffee Talk 2 weeks ago. As somebody put down there, speaking from the Chamber of Commerce, everything that's made in the United States is fine and dandy.
It's the best. We're number one.
Yeah, it's definitely MRE. It's MRE, isn't it? MRE chocolate.
It's just atrocious. I don't even want to eat it.
No.
God,
you can always blame your house general for that because she bought it, you mate.
Oof.
Oh dear.
It literally says 24 milk chocolates.
Oh really?
I'm not sure. I think the only truth in that is there's 24 of them.
There's no milk and there's no.
I don't think there's any milk or chocolate involved in this at all.
Okay. All right. Cool.
I mean, I don't see the word resembles milk chocolates, but it.
Ersatz.
Ersatz is exactly right. It's like drinking chicory instead of coffee. It's just not the same.
Oh no. I'm gonna have to get a food hamper sent to you because you're obviously third world down there in Florida. I'm gonna get food hamper for the chocolate sent to you.
You know, you've said it in the past that America is pretty fantastic for food. We have a wide spectrum though.
Yeah.
We have a lot of really crap food. You know, mass-produced food, stuff with a lot of preservatives. We also have some really great high-end stuff because of like you said, the diversity of the country. It's really, you got to navigate it, man. You can really eat garbage in the U.S., but at the same time, you really, depending on who you are to some extent, have access to some pretty amazing food.
Yeah, you absolutely do. And for me, I've experienced your culture both firsthand when I went to the States and also at the PXs, buying stuff from the PXs when I was in the army. For example, your steaks are second to none. You have the best steaks in the world, bar none. They are this thick, this big. Yeah. I don't have a cooker at home that can handle your steaks. You know, I've got a typical British little thing. Okay, yeah, absolutely love it. But on the other hand, for example, as you say, the confectionery side is a struggle for me. I guess I've been spoilt with too much sugar. Yeah.
So I think Blues Trap. I can't get my glasses are all crooked because my headset. I hate this headset.
Because your headset. Yeah.
So
that's why I leave these on.
I think Blues is exactly right because as I'm reading it, and here's the key word: includes 26 grams added sugars. That would be your fructose. 52% of this thing, over half, is added fructose sugars with vague chocolate, sandy, dirty cardboard taste.
Bit of cardboard.
And it's from Disney. I don't know if you've ever gone to Disney. Talk about sucky food. They have actually in places like Disney Springs and a couple, an Expo or whatever it's called. you can get some good restaurants. You're going to pay out the rear end for it, but the general food
Right.
is atrocious, which kind of goes to the whole
Oh, what
America
a
thing.
shame.
There's a fast food restaurant in every corner, and every one of them is as garbage as the other.
Yeah.
But
I mean, that's America all over, though. You go from one very, very high standard extreme to, as you say, garbage, isn't it? So
General X, I have been to Turkey, and I love me some chicken tava, man.
oh, and I tell you what,
Ooh,
they have the best coffee in the world. They have coffee that's like mud.
and
It's
donors,
proper. Oh
doner
yeah,
kebabs.
yeah,
Oh, doner kebab,
yeah,
chicken tava.
absolutely.
I
Stop
loved the
it!
Turkish
Stop
food,
it!
man. I loved Turkish food.
Yeah.
The what's the mashed chickpea? The dip. What's that called? Why can't I think of it right now?
Oh, I know what you mean.
We can
Yeah,
get it here. That's good with the bread, with the flat bread. Oh yeah,
very
hummus,
nice.
hummus,
Hummus, that's it.
hummus,
Yes, hummus.
hummus,
Yeah, yeah. Hummus, hummus,
hummus
hummus.
with some nice garlic flatbread. Ah, dude,
Lovely.
that's
The
actually quite.
coffee, when I went there, they made the coffee. They had a little, like a small stove and a little silver pot with a black handle, about this big. And they would put like a ton of this coffee grounds
Yeah,
in there. And they would make it, and it would be two-thirds like sludge and then the liquid on top. And you would drink the liquid in little cups, in tiny little cups. And like,
it's
oh,
thick,
yeah,
dark, sweet, and it's
yeah.
got enough caffeine to kill an elephant.
I was wired to the moon for about 3 weeks
Oh my
afterwards.
God, yeah, you don't want to
Awesome
drink
stuff.
too much of it. Quick story about that.
Absolutely.
My neighbor, I think I told this before, but it might have been a while ago. My neighbor came back from Honduras. She did a mission trip down there. She's a nurse, so she went down there with the Doctors Without Borders and was doing some work with them. So she bought a bunch of Honduran coffee, and the guy sold it to her, and he's like, "Look, be careful with this. It's unregulated. It's got ridiculous amounts of caffeine." She's okay, great, whatever. I drink coffee all the time. So she comes home, has these nice bricks. She gave me one, and she starts drinking it. And about 3 days later, she goes to the hospital because her heart is just like out of control.
Oh,
She's a
crikey.
nurse. She's like, "What the heck?" And they check over. It's like, "Well, we don't really find. Yeah, your vitals are a little crazy. They're getting better right now. You don't seem to have any illness we can tell or whatever." And then she started putting two and two together. But she had been drinking like 5 cups of this just because she was a 5 cup a day person. But it
Right,
was
right.
this stuff. And then she remembers, she's like, "Oh, they told me to go careful." So she had given herself caffeine poisoning from this Honduran coffee.
Crikey.
And she said that she was just like,
Yeah, she got the DTs, but with no alcohol
yeah,
involved.
yeah. I mean,
Crikey,
it
O'Reilly.
tore her up. She's like, "Holy cow."
Oh dear,
Yep.
oh dear. We're talking food. Can I jump onto? I got a beef with wargaming. Well, not with wargaming, with Minsk.
Hey, you
I
know
have
what?
to deal with Minsk.
We're gonna keep going, but I actually need a 5 minute break, or my eyes are gonna
Okay,
start floating out of my
mocha
wall.
or
So if
mocha,
you want to
mocha.
entertain the troops,
Well, I'll
do
entertain
you
the
need a break
troops.
too? Do you need a
Yeah,
break?
go on. I'm an old man. I do.
All right, guys, give us 5 minutes. We're having a good time.
Okay,
This is our holiday edition. We're gonna actually keep pressing on, but if you give us 5 minutes, we'll be
cool.
right back.
Yeah.
All right, guys, we are back. As soon as I get rid of the away thing. There we go. All right.
Cool.
Yep, so we're in overtime today, but that's good because we've been having a good time. Let's just keep the good times rolling. I'm going to give away 11 boxes.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, let's give away 11 boxes. Let me hold on a second while I call up the Streamlabs that has all my automated. I think I've done about 5 of these now this year. Also, I'm going to make a video, but I want to announce a contest. Well, a kind of contest because I want to give away 75 boxes to somebody.
Awesome.
But
awesome.
Let me get this.
Can you do first, second, and third place?
For what?
Boxes. Does it give you a running list of?
No, I can only.
No?
There's probably a widget for that, but I have one that just gives away one thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, okay.
All right, guys. So it's exclamation raffle. There you go, just like it says. Exclamation raffle will get you in.
Oh, that guy, lots of pilgrims in again. Look.
Okay, so I am going to apologize. This is NA only. Actually, well, I guess.
Well, I'll tell you what we'll do.
You could do it, I guess, and I could pay you back.
I'll do EU. No, that's fine. I'll do EU. 11 boxes to anybody who's EU. I will give them 11 boxes. That's cool.
Okay. So we'll do 2 giveaways.
Yeah, yeah.
All right. So 1 for EU, 1 for NA. If let's do this one NA.
Yeah.
This one will be NA only. Then we'll do an EU.
Yeah.
Or, well, you know what? Let's just say whatever it is. Let's find out who wins. And if they're EU, you'll take care of them. If they're NA, I'll take care of them.
Yeah.
And then the second one will be whichever one was left.
Whichever one was left. Yeah, that's the best way to do it, isn't it?
Yeah, because I don't want you to have to pay for both. We'll figure.
Yeah,
Wait,
neither do I.
Actually, that's not a bad idea.
No, it's not a good idea. No. Oh, dear, oh, dear.
Now, what I want to do for the contest is not exactly a contest, and I will put a video out on this, but I'll tell you guys here in the channel first. What I want to do is I want to give away 75 boxes, but I want it to go to somebody who, I don't want to say needs it because it's pixel tanks, but if you know somebody that's had a rough year, could use a pick me up, somebody who likes the game, someone who's planning on playing for a year, but may not have the resources or the whatever. Send me their name and their situation, not details. I don't need names. Just give me a general idea, and I want to find somebody to drop 75 boxes on.
Wow.
In the next, hopefully before Christmas Eve. So I'll kick that video out tomorrow. This is going to be the plan. And I'll spell out the same thing, but for you guys in chat here of watching, if you've got someone like that, send me a note either in game or to Guido at 1212gaming.com, and also down in if you're watching the channel, you can find my contact stuff down there. There's multiple ways to do it. Do it in game, do it via in-game message, do it here on Twitch, whatever. So I don't need to know the gory details, but if you have somebody, just say, so-and-so and because of XYZ.
Yep.
And we'll find somebody to drop 75 boxes on and see if we can lift them up a little bit over Christmas with some material goods.
Yeah. Cool.
But there you go. Rather than have a contest of best this, best that, let's try to find somebody who could use it. Let's put it that way.
Awesome.
All right, cool. Cool. All right, so that's going on. That'll be a 20-minute timer, guys. So if you want to go ahead and jump in the raffle, then we'll get 11 boxes, and it'll be cool if we can also find out what you got. All right, you had something going. You had something you wanted to.
Well, I got a couple of things, and I think the first thing I want to do is take Minsk to task. Wargaming Minsk. Okay. Listen in. The each tank nation has a food consumable which you can apply to your tank to give your crews. Yeah. You could give your crews.
Yeah.
A better skill set or slightly increased skill set.
Yes,
and it is applicable per nation
because you've had a nice little meal, a little happy thing that your culture loves, right?
Exactly. Yeah. So you've got Butchie for the I think it's Yugoslavian, is it not? The Czechoslovakian.
Yeah.
You've got Hungary for the Japanese, and so on. And you've got extra combat rations for the Russians, because we know the Russians only have potatoes to eat, so they need a bit.
They get extra potatoes.
They get extra potatoes.
Good morning,
and
Special
of course, the United States has Coca-Cola, because it's that's probably
because we just drink cola all the time. That's it.
Exactly. Yeah. You don't do the other one, Pepsi. You just drink Coca-Cola. So we have to mention both in the same sentence, then you don't get penalised. Right. Okay. So overall, it sort of makes sense until you get to the British. And they have decided in Minsk that the British have a cup of tea. There you go, that's a cup of tea.
Naturally.
Out of my teapot. Not made with a bag, out of my teapot with loose tea.
No loose leaf. Naturally. No loose leaf.
No. Only loose leaf. No
only
bags.
Loose leaf. Oh, no bags.
Yeah,
okay.
Only loose leaf. And to supplement that cup of tea, which it's a national drink, I totally agree with it, they've decided to say we eat pudding. Now.
Of course you do.
Now, pudding. Okay.
Yeah.
Pudding is what you have after a substantial meal with custard. Pudding is sticky toffee pudding or spotted dick with a bit of custard, or jam roly-poly with a bit of custard. That's pudding. Now, we don't have a staple pudding with a cup of tea. We have, and I will demonstrate for Minsk right now, we have scones and tea with clotted cream and strawberry jam. We have scones, not pudding.
You've been waiting 2 hours to eat that, haven't you?
Well, I'm not going to eat it now because it's probably gone off. But that's what the English have with their cup of tea. In the afternoon, we have a cup of tea and we have a scone, okay, with or without currants, depending, with cream.
Yeah.
Right? We don't have pudding. Pudding is part of the dinner menu. After you've had a substantial meal in the evening, you have your pudding. Mince, get it right.
Yeah.
Or I will get on the next plane and educate you people over there. Get it right.
So what is smalak? I'm looking at here. The Polish cruise. What is smalak?
Well, I'm English. I have no idea why you're asking me that question.
No, well, you're European.
Anybody, switch.
You're European.
I am not European. That's like saying you're part of the North American continent. You're not part of America. You're just NA. You're the same as the Canadians, and that bit at the bottom, which you call Mexico.
All right, I'm looking it up. Smalak is what is Polish pork lard. Oh, good lord.
Right.
Is a salty spread made from rendered white pork fat, flavored with onion, garlic, spices, and sometimes chopped. Well. So it's a spread. There also appears to be 2 pickles on top of that. I'm assuming that's what those are. They're greenish and they look like pickles.
I can't really talk because I've got a mouthful of scone.
Oh, good lord. What's butch tea? What is that?
Oh.
Is that a roll of some kind? I've always wondered this. Today on Food Talk. Book tea? Book tea? In Hungary, they're called bukta. In Croatia, buktai. In Poland, bukta. In the Czech Republic, buchti. Doesn't say what it is. Sweet buns. Delicious Czech sweet buns. So those are sweet buns.
Well, to be honest, Guido, what I can't do is verify whether Minsk has got it right for every nation, with the exception of the USA with Coca-Cola, of course. But,
which is ridiculous.
Well, the French have got pastis or pasteur or whatever it is the silly language says. Instead, I mean, they've got them down as having coffee drinkers. Are they bigger coffee drinkers than the United States? I don't know.
I don't know, but it's also got a picture of a croissant.
Well, yeah, croissant and coffee.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's not misogyny, is it? Really?
But I always get a kick out. I always get a kick out of, like you do, that the poor Chinese and the Russians. The Russians get some extra food.
Yeah.
And the Chinese get improved, better food.
Yeah. Get improved food. Food that. Do you know what? Right, here we go. Having lived in China for 2 years, and about 18 hours of that in custody with the Chinese army,
Yeah.
which you know about. But having lived there for 2 years, I found out at the very end, which like really does my head in, is that they fertilize their food, their lettuces and things that grow in the fields, obviously, with human excrement.
Yeah, that's true.
Not other. And that sort of put me off eating anymore in China.
I think that might be
So
less.
they empty all their cesspits out onto the land.
I think they might do that less than they used to. But yeah, that night soil is what it was called.
Yeah, exactly. And I was like, when I found that out, it was too late. It was 18 months down the line. I'd been.
Well, they did that in Korea as well. I think all of Asia, that was kind of a thing.
Well, all good on them. They're using the resources that's available to them. If they don't have 1,000 cows to poop, and
I suppose that happened in Europe in the years and years ago.
Yeah,
I would imagine.
I
would imagine.
Yeah, but I wasn't around then, was I?
Now it's just cow. Now it's just cow.
No, it's just cow shit. Sorry.
Stuff all over the place.
Yeah, absolutely. Blues, can't we just have coffee? No, because that is so American. No, you can't just have coffee. You've got to have tea and scones, not pudding. God.
It is interesting because this is all from Minsk, right? This is something that an Eastern European company came up with, and that's what they view as the thing that, onigiri for the Japanese, which is a rice ball. You kind of look at it and go, all right, these seem to be things that are comfort foods or sweets or something that is over and above the regular thing that people get. Why cola for Americans? I don't know. I guess it is iconic. You know what I just thought of?
Steak and fries for the Americans come to mind when I think of the US, the good old US of A.
Are they actually? Did they do a tie-in with Coca-Cola? This is the first time I've thought of this.
Oh, there's a good point.
Is that actually the right symbol? No, it says cola. Does not say.
It?
Yeah, it's red and white, but it doesn't say Coca-Cola. And it doesn't have any of their symbology on it. It's just a red thing that says cola. Interesting.
Okay.
Because that's the first cola you would think of.
Yeah.
Although
I mean, even the color gives it away anyway. You can, it's definitely not Pepsi because
they've absolutely, they've absolutely.
Well, that's interesting. But yeah, Mince, get your act together. Get some scones in there, not bloody pudding, please.
I mean, chocolate.
Oh, hamburgers. Neutron tomato. That's a good point. Hamburgers. I never really thought about hamburgers because.
There you go. There you go.
Yeah, decent ones. So made with 100% beef steak, not with cardboard and stuff.
No, that would have been perfect, actually. Okay.
Donuts.
I'm glad we've broken down the various merits of the food consumable in World of Tanks.
Well, Howie makes a good point. Wasn't it just cola back in World War II? Drusilla is in the house.
Yep. Yeah, Roxas, there's Pepsi, and especially down here in the South. You go get an RC and a moon pie, baby.
Wow, now you've lost me completely now. That's a foreign language, isn't it?
Yeah, an RC is a cola, as Roxas says. It's a type of cola, more typically in the southeastern United States. And then a moon pie is a fairly nasty sweet, mass-produced with a gooey middle and a... Help me with this, guys. Is the moon pie a chocolate outside, or is it like a cinnamon thing? It's two slabs of pastry-ish stuff.
Well, I like your cinnamon buns. I think your cinnamon buns are... When I used to go to the PX, excuse me, they used to have a whole aisle devoted to cinnamon buns. And I was like, wow, this is heaven. You make the best cinnamon buns in the world.
Yeah.
You used to take half a dozen of those home and just I'd be like Smeagol with the ring.
My precious.
Mine, yes, my precious. The kids would go, "Can we have some, Dad?" No,
Oh, sticky fingers and all. Yeah.
Oh my. But yeah, cool stuff.
Well, I've told this story before, but in Germany, there was a bakery in the little town we were in. I won't get into all the other gory details, but one day I go in there to get some various pastries and things, and it was pointy talkie. I knew very little German, just enough to kind of get the point across, but I pointed at the one I wanted, ein, zwei, however many I wanted, that kind of thing. And then she had decent English, and the one I looked at, I'm like, oh, what's that one called? And she just laughed. She smiled and laughed because the one I pointed at was covered in icing, and and she looks at me and goes, "That's the Americanish." I just laughed. I'm like, "I'll be having that, thank you."
Brilliant.
So their sweetest, most decadent one was called an American.
They called it American.
And it was perfect. I'm like, "That's fantastic. I'll be having one of those, thank you."
Munchy says that the Jaffa cake is equivalent to the moon pie. Is a British equivalent, so I know what that is now.
Oh, where's
Jaffa cakes. My house general would eat a box of those in the blink of an eye. She absolutely adores Jaffa cakes. So yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
I think you're right, Cliffy. It is. I think it is. It's a marshmallow center with, is it chocolate outsides? I think you're right.
Very, very sickly. Very sweet.
Yeah. Yep, it is. It's chocolate outside with a gooey middle. Although there's also ones you can get like a vanilla inside, which wrapped in chocolate. So there's various kinds.
Various variants.
Yeah, and
that's true about Coca-Cola, which Howie's just said about Night Dog said. You can clean stuff with Coca-Cola. We used to, well, we still have.
Oh yeah, it's nasty stuff. It'll burn.
Oh,
it. Yeah, it'll just destroy anything. Imagine. I mean, it's a good thing.
You're putting this inside yourself.
It's a good thing. There's a lot of acid inside your stomach fighting it.
It's like somebody else earlier on said you used to clean the rust off the car with Coca-Cola.
Yep.
Don't buy a bespoke product. Just use a can of Coke.
No, you can dip stuff in Coke and it will clean it right off, or you can leave Coke and stuff and it will burn it away. So moon pie products, I looked it up. Like I typed in there, of course, it gives you places you can find it. People who live in America, and especially in the South, are going to love this. The places you find a fine product like that are Walmart.
I get that one.
And an even worse little nasty store we call Dollar General.
Oh dear, is that like pound stretcher over here?
Yeah, exactly. Yes.
Okay. Awesome. Awesome. Absolutely awesome.
All right, what else you got, man?
Well, I have this thing behind me, right? You can see this.
Oh boy, yeah.
Yeah. It's a Christmas gnome.
Gnome. Yep. Genome.
Genome.
Yep.
It's a Christmas genome. Now, the story behind this, and there's another story following on from that, is that my children know I absolutely hate these things with a vengeance. Okay, the only reason why it's here is it's the only Christmas thing I was allowed to put in front of the camera from the house general. Okay. She said, "You're not touching any of the decorations or anything else. You can have that." Right. I hate them with a vengeance. Okay, with a vengeance.
I think she just played you.
Yeah.
She did. She gave you the one thing you hated the worst. Say, here, put this on.
Yeah, but that'll be fun. Something to talk about. 3 years ago, my children, I mean, specifically my son, who was 30 years old, he still acts like a teenager. He decided, because he knew my hatred of gnomies and the whole thing about it, the whole ethos about collecting gnomes to put in your garden, does my head in. Right. He bought me a grandpa and a grandma gnome to sit in the garden, which, because it was a Christmas present, my house general said they will go in the garden. Therefore, I had no choice in the matter.
Yeah.
So I was like raging. I am not collecting gnomes. Last year, we got the Santa version and the Mrs. Santa version, which is under the tree. Do you know what? I wake up in the mornings and I've had nightmares the night before about these things.
See, that's how those
crawling
legends
all over me.
That's how those legends start. My mom collected owls, so we thought.
Right.
So we thought. Apparently, at some point early on in kids, when we were still quite young, somebody gave her an owl, and she made a fuss over it.
Right.
And for years and years, every owls and owl themes and this owl and that owl. And it was years and years later before we found out that she didn't really have a thing for owls. It just sort of developed over the years. And she never really said anything because she just, people gave her gifts. I absolutely fell out. I'm like, oh my God. Because I was like, Mom, what's the deal with owls? As I was older, she's like, well, funny story about that.
Yeah.
I don't really have a thing for owls. You guys do.
No. Yeah.
You guys, you have a thing for giving me owls, which is... But she's like, I should have said something earlier.
Well, I mean, I said something from the year dot. They still do it. However, I digress. Yeah. There is a story behind Gnomies. Way back when, years ago, when I was serving in the military, we were over in Germany. We had one of the lads. We used to live on married quarters, which you'll understand, and any ex-military out there will understand married quarters. And one of the lads down the road collected gnomes as a hobby. His garden was like Hobbit City. Gnome Fantasia. Right?
Yeah,
Gnome Fantasia.
Yeah.
And he had a central display in his back garden with like his prize gnomes, which are quite big, about this big. You can see about this big.
Yeah.
And then surrounded by every shade, whatever you want, of gnome you can think of.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It's like the next Pixar movie.
Yeah. So me and some of the boys decided that we would deal with this situation.
Oh, God.
So we stuck in one night and we kidnapped the two main figures, the female and male Gnome, from this huge display. And then we left him a ransom note on the doorstep.
Yep.
And then we posted the gnome to all our friends across the world. And every time he landed somewhere, these gnomes landed somewhere where
they got
our
a
friends
picture.
Were, they got a postcard saying, hi, having a lovely time, blah, blah, blah. And this went on for a year. It went Hong Kong, Cyprus, Malta, the United States, Canada. It went everywhere all year. With if you don't pay up, we're going to end up getting smashed and sent back in small pieces and all this sort of stuff. And it went on for about a year. And then eventually it came back and we snuck it back in and we put little bags with it, with stickers on everywhere they'd been. Bags and everything, and put them back in his garden without him knowing. I mean, the guy was called Pedro. He was an absolute star. He took it very well.
That's funny, man.
Yeah. But he kept getting these postcards. He'd bring him into work going, I got another postcard off my nose. Really? Okay. And he never knew from one day to the next who it was that did it. So, free the garden gnomes, absolutely.
Speaking of Turkey earlier, another story I may have told, I'll paraphrase once again, very similar to that, the group commander we were flying with when we were in Turkey doing Northern Watch was... his wife had gnomes in the yards. That he was permanent party, so he had married quarters basically on Incirlik, and she had some gnomes in front. And we, being a bunch of lieutenants and captains, we stole a bunch of his stuff, and we had posted it. We were sending it home. It was going to be booty to put into the bar back at Kadena. Right. as you do, you steal stuff from other units. Well, unfortunately, we made the critical mistake of stealing the gnome, which was actually she liked the gnomes. She loved gnomes.
Oh, wow.
She had gnomes. So you can mess with the husband a lot, but messing with the wife is probably a bad idea. As we were soon to find out, because we were supposed to leave that day and we posted everything. Breaking into the mail, once you hand it to the postman, it's a federal offense to stop the mail.
Absolutely.
But he comes in. He comes in. He wanted two things back. He wanted the gnome, because otherwise he was going to be dead to the wife, and he wanted his eagle. His Colonel Eagle plate, because so many units had stole so many, it was his last one. So he comes in and he goes, you guys are not leaving. He's talking to the squadron commander. We're all kind of listening. You're not leaving until I get those two back. And we're all like, haha, yeah, that whatever. He's like, no, serious, I've already canceled the plane. You're not leaving.
Awesome. You see, Never mess with somebody who has that sort of power.
Oh yeah,
That's the
man.
point.
So we're
Don't do
looking at
that.
the LPA, which is known as the Lieutenants Protection Association. That's the guys did it. And we're like, yo, LPA, go get that stuff back and give it. They're like, yeah, about that. Kind of a problem. Yeah, what's the problem? We already mailed it.
Get to it.
We already mailed it. So he said, well, we suggest you
Yeah.
go to the mailman and do something. So they somehow, I don't know how it went, what they paid, what they did, how they did it. They actually got the guy to give them the packages back because they'd been there about 3 hours
Wow.
before.
Yeah.
They pulled those two things out, handed them back, and he let us go. Hey, so I want to cover some things here. Yeah, Walmart, Neutron, Tomato. Yeah, you're right. I go to Walmart. I shop there. They sometimes have good deals, but you know Walmart. It's always something. Drusilla said that the Amish bakery makes the moon pies with pumpkin cakes and cream cheese. Ooh, that actually doesn't sound bad, to be quite honest. Twinkies and moon pies have a 20-year shelf life. That is probably true. We're just about to give away the 11. Hold on.
Wow.
Dollar
That's like
General is the...
Coke.
What's that?
Oh,
Dollar General is the best place
go
to get get Pokemon cards. All right, that's cool. What else we got?
excellent.
Caduceus would have bought the entire village. That's all right. Just to show you, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Gnome culture, playing with fire. I'm just trying to catch up, guys, if we missed anything. The Garden Gnome Liberation Front, yes, exactly. Actually, that was something that went on for quite a while. As people would do that exact thing, steal something and then have it travel the world. That's fantastic.
I think it's a generic thing. If you got gnomes, you're
Yeah.
going to get one stolen and sent around the world, aren't you? Yeah, absolutely.
Pilgrim will never watch Gnomeo and Juliet.
No, not in a million years. Not in a million years. You see, us hobbits have a thing about gnomes.
Yeah, that's right
see.
out.
You know,
Yeah, I don't do the no-name stuff at Walmart too. Yeah, absolutely. Thing is,
we see your Walmart is the same as our Tesco's. We've got Tesco's that have their own branded product, which is blue and white striped stuff.
yeah,
But it's the same principle behind the shop.
yeah.
So Walmart and Tesco's. I think at some point, Walmart bought one of our supply chain, one of our one of our shop chains out.
Yeah.
I want to say it was called Spar, but I'm not sure.
You know what we have here now is Aldi.
Do you?
Yeah,
The German.
we have Aldi, and
yeah.
it was really cool. We were in the little town, Coleman, Alabama, for the wedding, and we pull up to this intersection. I look over, and my son's with me. My wife was getting her nails done, so we're kind of trolling around the town. We went over to Starbucks and had a coffee, and I looked across and said, "Oh, check that out! There's an Aldi." And he looks at it, he goes, "Dad, that looks like exactly like an Aldi in England would look like." And I looked at it, I said, "You know what? You're right." He said, "It's so weird. In the middle of this little Alabama town, basically the way they built it is exactly as you would picture it. They're all the same, right? They all basically look the same, more or less. The entranceway, the way it's set up. I'm like, that is so weird. That looks exactly like an Aldi in England or in Germany, either way."
Well, that was the point. We seen it in Germany many, many, many moons ago, and then when we came home and they finally introduced it into the UK, I was like, great, because I mean, I love a bratwurst on the barbecue. You can only get it in delicatessens until Audi came, and of course you can go and get German food from there and all sorts.
And it's the same size actually as it's not this super the kind of superstore.
It's not a huge supermarket.
It's a small, it's a medium to small supermarket. Exactly as you would find in England. Most your Tesco's can be pretty big. They're closer to what we would consider a supermarket.
Yeah.
But you've also got the smaller versions of those as well around.
Yeah.
What's the upscale one called? It's not
you've got a couple. You've got Sainsbury's, Waitrose, and then you get Marks and Spencer's.
Marks and Spencer's.
Marks and Spencer's top of that. That's where we do our shopping.
Well, that's where my wife's aunt, who's basically the kid's grandmother, as her mother's passed away years ago, but she only goes there. That's the only place she goes.
They do. It is quality stuff, though. It is nice, but it's bloody expensive, to be honest.
Let's give away 11.
Yeah.
You ready? Here we go.
Okay, so let me see. You want to pick that up?
Chubby Panda.
Wow. Well done, mate.
Chubby Panda is the winner. All right, Chubby Panda. I need three things. One, are you NA or EU? Let's see if he's still here. Looks like he is. I'm going to send you a whisper here, man. So we know which one of us is getting it to you. NA or EU, and what is your in-game name? Also, what boxes, if you have a choice. Otherwise, you're just getting the Christmas. So if you want to send that to me, either in this whisper, or if you'd like to put it into chat, I don't care, however you want to roll with it. We'll give them a few minutes here to catch up. And we'll get your 11 boxes. So since we're doing this twice, we're going to start this next one right off the bat. We'll just redo it if we have to. Usually I wait because we may redo it, but we'll just start another one. Boom, since we're doing 2 of these. So you can go ahead and hold on. I think you guys jumped the gun there. There we go. Now you can do it. So Brand B, you're going to have to redo it, my friend.
And Jimmy K.
Yep, whoever jumped the gun there, you may have to jump back in. All right,
that's
awesome.
cool, Brand. He wants bamboo instead.
He wants what?
Jimmy Panda wants bamboo instead, said Cadius.
Okay, so NA server, that's me. So let me fire that up. Let's see, let's go over here. We're going to go to here, here. Oh, did he say what kind? Christmas, got it. Okay, easy peasy. We can do Christmas boxes. Got it. Boink. Gift. What is that name? Underscores. Okay, got it. How many are there? Guess I'll find out. Oof. All right, let me just make sure here, man. I need to know. Is that 3 underscores? Let me know there if that's 3 underscores. I think I have you here. I think I got the right person. But bizarrely, there are many names like yours.
Wow.
Let's see. Okay, I got you. I got it, man. Boom, boom, boom. Sorry, guys. Let me just get through this admin here real quick.
Sastico Gaming. Wish me luck, guys. Of course. Luck to everybody.
All right, man. I just sent it. Oh, hold on. I have to pay. Then I sent it. They always like that you pay. All right, dude. Let me know that you got it. It's on its way. And if you're at your UI or at your game, at your client, let us know what you got, man.
Yeah, you got to go. You got to don't forget. You got to go into your account to accept it. Yeah, the next one is EU only. So
well,
made that clear. Or is it?
You know what? Let's just do either one because you can pay on either one, right?
Yeah, I can do either one.
All right, so this will be whoever.
Whoever it is.
Because the last one was whoever too. So since we got lucky, we hit NA first. Now it's whoever.
Yeah. However, I can't do it as quick as Guido. I'll have to come off and do it later today, but it will get to today.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Because I don't have everything set up right now. But I can,
yeah.
Because it was a bit off the cuff.
What's that?
Yeah, because it was a bit off the cuff, just like, we roll on this channel.
Yeah. We just chuck stuff. We throw stuff at the wall and see what sticks around here.
Exactly. Yeah, no,
so what else is going on, man? Do we have anything else we want to hit on while we're talking here?
I think...
I have a question. Okay. Has anybody bought any of the Advent calendar stuff?
Oh, from the shop?
From the Advent calendar, the special of the day. Have you bought any of it?
Right. Yeah, I brought Polish heavy, medium.
I mean, now that you got all that gold, you can grab whatever you don't have.
I can do what I like, yeah. Well, I got is it the 50 TP? Let me just have a look at it. I think I've got it up. Yeah, I got the Polish heavy. I haven't really, but everything else they bring it on the Advent calendar is I've already got. So at the moment, there's nothing else I want to buy. The only reason why, the 50 TP prototype.
Yeah.
Is that I watched? I think you did a video on it some time back.
That was a while ago. Yeah.
Yeah, and I went back and watched it again, and I went, I'll do it. I'll get that. Purely because it's a trainer for my other Polish heavies. More than anything. So I got that, but everything that's coming out at the moment I've already got, so I haven't bothered. So some of the guys have got things like the Chrysler and the E75 was 10.
Yeah, so it looks like some people have bought some things.
Yeah.
What do we got here? We got best heavy tank line I should start with. Ooh, wow. Best heavy tank line I should start with. All right, man. I'm gonna give you an unsatisfying answer because it's going to depend a little bit. But
Just got to follow.
yeah, I saw that. Thank you. We got Schalke and Doug Ump. Welcome to the show, guys and gals. I think you can't go wrong with the U.S., German, or Russian. I think people would argue that the Russian is probably one of the strongest heavy lines, and I think they would come in with U.S. as number 2. German is better than it was, I think. I enjoy the Tiger 2 E75 line, but I think for ease of use, I would say Russian. Would you agree, Pilgrim?
Yeah, I would, for ease of use, Russian, and for the less complicated crew connections.
Yeah, because
I would say Russian.
Yeah, because if you do Russian, if you go straight through to the T28, then you got the KV1, which is a solid heavy tank at tier 5. You can go to the KV2, which is good for derping and the memes. The 1S to the IS to the IS3. This is just a strong line right here. You can dive off to the 150 KV3. KV3 is a little hard to use these days, but if you can get down and dive off the KV3 to the double barrels, those are fun. The KV4 and the KV3 have been power crept quite a bit, but the ST1 and the IS4 hold up. And I guess from the IS, you can also get to the rear turreted ISM, and the 705 and the 705A are very strong. There's also the split off from the IS3 to the T10, and I mean, just the Russian line gives you so many heavy options, and they're all decent, especially towards the top end.
Yeah.
So I guess if I was pinned down to one answer, it would be Russian.
They say that the IS7 is slightly power creeped and it's not as a potent force as it was. I mean, I play it quite a bit and I find it just as good as it always is.
Yeah.
If you get into that hold down position, your turret is still solid.
Yeah, the Russian tanks are forgiving in that most of the Russian tanks are forgiving in that they have good armor. So you're going to get, if you get yourself in trouble, you're going to get some bounces from the armor without really trying too hard. And I think, and yes, the guns are derpy, so that does limit it a little bit. But as a new player, being able to survive a little longer because you have some hit points and armor is a pretty good idea. If you want more nuanced gameplay, probably the U.S. line, but the U.S. line is limited because you've only got really one heavy line and then this kind of half line over here where there's only 2 heavies at the end of it. And I don't think a lot of people would say the 103 is a great tank. So I like
there's too much weakness about the tank that gives it.
Yeah.
You struggle unless there's you've got weak spots all over the bloody thing.
Well, and there's the superstar at tier 7, right? The T29 that still holds up is really good. But just going down that line to get to T29, T32 is kind of tough to use. 103 is not great at tier 9. The 110E5 is decent. The German line has some more options because you're going to get into things like just the meme machine mouse, which is just fun. The E100, iconic. E75 is a good tier 9. You got the rear turreted stuff, especially the 4502B and the Panzer 7, which have great frontal armor, not great side armor. So I think the German line might be number 2 if I was forced to pick. Now,
now it's had some work done to it. I mean, historically, the wargaming made the German line absolutely crap because they have a political reasons for doing that. But if they gave it the same sort of power that the German tanks had during the Second World War, then absolutely they'd be overpowered. But now they've had some work done to them. Yeah, absolutely.
There's a sleeper in that the British heavy tanks, once you get past the Churchill variants and get to tier 8, the Carnarvon, Conqueror, and Super, are quite good. So something to consider, but they've only got one line, and you're going to have to slog through the Churchill 1, Churchill 7, and Black Prince. That's the negative with that one. The Chinese heavies are kind of variants of the Russians, generally inferior, although the WZ 111-5A and the WZ 1-4 are quite good. for what they are. So
I
there
think,
you go.
Tesco Gaming, I can do that for you if you want, buddy. Or Tesco Gaming was just asking if we could look at his account. Nemesis MG EU server. We can do it later on if you want. Maybe Guido would pick it up, but he's on the EU server. I'm quite happy to do it if you want me to do it.
Okay.
But I think Guido would be a better man for that. Says I overextended, die very quickly.
Yeah. There's also the Polish heavies, which I actually quite like. So another option, but it's one line, and it's just the Polish line. So kind of interesting there. But I think no kidding, if I had a brand new player, I'd tell him Russian.
Yeah. No, absolutely, absolutely.
Caduceus says go to the 277. The 277 is a more nuanced heavy though, because the armor isn't as great. It's decent but not great. He says it's tempted by the E75 TS and the Chrysler. Okay, so going back to what you've bought from the Advent calendar. I'm just catching up with chat here, guys. A year of premium for 20,000 gold. Is it for gold? Can you buy it for gold? Can you get it for gold?
Yeah, 20,000 gold, I guess.
Oh,
was it not on offer today? Was it no? Yeah, it was the offer for today, wasn't it?
What's 20,000 gold? What's that cost?
What? I'll go and have a look now.
That takes into account the 15% if you buy it if you buy it for cash.
Well, let's have a quick look see.
I mean, it might be a decent deal if you've got a bunch of extra gold laying around. You made a killing on your 75 boxes, maybe, and you need some premium. That might be the way to go right there.
Gold 20,000. Do you say? Right.
Yeah, Cisco says a lot of people told him the mouse. Yeah, I mean that's a fun tank, but it is not very flexible. The 277 advice, you got to look at it a little bit with an eye towards the future. As you get better at the game, you're going to want something that's a little more flexible, like a 277. Here's the thing, though: you can grind more than one line. You don't have to just do one line, and a lot of it has to do with how much time you have and all that good stuff. But a couple lines is not bad. So maybe the German line and the Russian line. Go to the mouse because that's kind of a cool thing to have. You can also get to the U100, but also go down the Russian line and look towards the 277 or the IS7.
Yeah, cash price, Cliffy, $81, which works out at £63 sterling for 20,000 gold.
Okay.
That's without any discounts.
Drusilla loves the IS2. I do too, actually. The IS2 is not bad. IS3 is iconic and a pretty good heavy. Absolutely. It's Silly Sunday, absolutely.
Well, the IS3 was the grind tank for the double barrels, wasn't it? Before they got introduced. So,
yeah.
Was the IS3, wasn't it?
I think so. No.
Because I think, was it? I'm pretty sure
it was the KB3. I'm pretty sure it was the KB3. Yeah.
KB3, yeah. Sorry. Yeah.
GA says, why play anything but Russian tanks? Yeah, I'd have to look. Oh my gosh, there's a lot of chat. Sorry, guys, I had a hard time keeping up with it. 100 mouse cannot seem to do well in that thing. Yeah, the mouse it can be tricky, man. All right, cool. Chubby. All right. Oh, guess what he got?
What do you get? What do you get?
You got a GSOR.
Nice.
I have the best boxes. 3D style for the CGC and a Locust. And presumably the gold and other stuff. So,
bear with me.
The answer to your question, Chubby Panda, is yes and no. Yes, it is my own money. It is the money that you guys send me to support the channel. So I put it back in the channel. I'm also saving up for a new rig because I got about a 4 or 5 year old computer right now. So I'm going to go ahead and upgrade that after Christmas. But yeah, that's the money I use to support this is what I make. I've always been upfront with the process of the channel and how things go. So there you go. That's the honest answer. Howie got all the shitty premiums. Well, if they're doubles, you got the gold.
Well, that's what I was going to say. You're going to get the gold I mean, that's how I made so much gold from the boxes you gave me, is that most of it, the gold that I got was for the duplicate Locust and stuff like that I've got.
Yeah,
So
that's
it was
fantastic.
cool.
Yeah. So that was a good
I
pull
just
in
had to put
11
like a bit,
boxes.
yeah. No, I mean, I'd like to do it live on stream, give the boxes live on stream, but I've got to get. My admin has not been sorted because it was off the cuff. But I will do it indeed. I will do it. Is the volume now better, guys? There's a question because I've just fiddled around with the settings because I think it was my side that was causing the problem. So have we now got sort of equal volume?
Yeah, we're good for the prize. It'll get to you eventually anyway.
Yeah, you'll definitely get it today. I just can't do it live on stream because it means I've got to go and bended knee to the House General, grovel. No, I haven't. I've just got to go. I've just got to go and get my shit together to go and purchase it.
Stuff. My
Yeah,
stuff.
stuff. Yeah,
All right,
exactly.
what else we got going on? Any other questions for anybody? Howie got 10.6 out of 25 boxes. That's not bad.
That's all right. Yeah.
GA Johnny bought 75, got of all four groups. Of all four groups. Wow. Got everything and stopped screwing around. I found the last 2 years. That is how much Interesting. Okay. So
Right.
basically, you just front load the cost of the year and coast through the gold. That's not a bad idea. If you're doing the budgeting thing, it seems like a lot of money up front, but if you consider the amount of money you spend on entertainment, if this is one of your major costs,
Yeah.
you put
Yeah.
$400 over 365 days. It's a dollar and some change a day
Yeah. Exactly.
for your
As long as you keep it like that and sensible,
yeah.
you're quite right. And I mean, not everybody has that amount of money spare in one lump sum. They might have $1 a day, but they might not have three,
That's true.
400.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, if you can do it, it's got to be worthwhile, hasn't it? It's got
Yeah.
to.
If you can resist the temptation of dropping another,
Yeah.
$60 a month on other things, which
Yeah,
is
if you need to get a G2 rig for your VR and all that lot. Yeah.
oh yeah, I got to get the reverb, man. You know what? That just reminded me of, speaking of stats and how much you've spent. I just sent the request to Wargaming for my what is it called? My data from them, all the data they have
All right.
on me.
Yeah. I've done that before.
Yeah, so that'll be interesting to see what comes back from that. It
Do you know
takes
what? It's highly detailed as well. I don't think
oh
you've
yeah,
ever had it before. You've
yeah.
had it before.
No, that's
Yeah.
I didn't even know you could do
No,
it. I saw
no.
it on the
I got it about 8 months ago. It is very, very detailed to the point of over information more than anything. I've still got it saved to file somewhere.
they know everything
But
about you, man. At least
yeah,
as far as your
exactly. Yeah.
interactions with them.
They know my shoe size. I was like, how do you know that?
Yeah, man.
Absolutely. So what's everybody doing for Christmas? I mean, we've got some severe restrictions hitting us in the UK right now because we've got our own version of the virus, which nobody else has. Of course, we've got to do it right.
I just read that. Yeah, there's some kind of variant that you guys are dealing with now.
Yeah, it's not any more deadly as far as they can work out. It just transmits easier. So
I heard it's in the pudding.
yes, which is why we've got scones. Oh dear. It just means, I mean, London's gone into severe lockdown. I've just been having a chat with Low Blow earlier on. He currently lives there, and
Yeah.
for him, it's not impacted anyway because he's got no family over here. He's just got him, his good lady, and his little one. So they're going to do the normal Christmas thing they would have done anyway. But you should have seen it last night. It was announced on the Prime Minister's briefing yesterday afternoon that as of midnight last night, London was on total lockdown. You should have seen the exodus. You should have the train stations and people were hiring cars and there was taxis flying out of the capital. Like
Trying to get out of the town.
Trying to
Yeah.
get out before the 12 o'clock midnight lockdown.
Jeez.
But they reckon that it won't affect the vaccine's efficiency. Is that what they call it?
Yeah.
Because it's essentially it's the same virus, but it's just if you sneeze, you'll infect 10 people instead of 3.
Wow.
Or however,
Yeah,
I'm not
yeah.
an expert.
Well, hopefully this vaccine does its job. Caduceus did 25 boxes and got the PZ-15, 11 days, a Barask, 8.5 G and 1.5 mil. So yeah, that's definitely going to be worth the $25, or not $25. What does 25 boxes cost anyway? Is it?
I Oh, that's a good point.
11 boxes is 20 for us. It's $30-something or so, something like that.
Okay, so yeah, that'll be, I don't know.
For the U.S., it's $40, $39.99. So
Okay,
once you
so
hit a
I'll work-
Barasque, you basically got paid for the $40, and then everything else is gravy on top of that.
Yeah,
Because that's about the cost of a Barasque, 30 to 40, something like that.
yeah. I think overall, I don't. If you've bought anything upwards of 75 boxes, I don't think you're going to be disappointed. And if you are, that's difficult, isn't it? But I think looking at it, given everything that's like, people go on about the odds of winning this and winning that. Whatever you get out of the boxes has got to be dollar value and
Yeah.
above, I think.
All right, Attack Rose asked how we do that. All right, go to the webpage, go to your name in the top right, go to Account Management after you get that drop down, which is on the bottom or near the bottom. Click on Account Management and scroll. Oh, mine's taking forever. Scroll down to the. Let's see. It is. I don't want to show you my stuff because it's got my numbers on it, but is it data? Manage data. Down at the bottom, there's a hyperlink that says Manage data in the data protection area. Click on that. And then there's a button that says Export Data. Click on that and it'll step you through it. They're going to, you put a few things on who you are, and they'll I think they actually make you log in again or something.
Yeah.
And if you have two-factor, I think you have to mess with that. Do that again, and then you'll get an email, and they say, I think it says 15 days to 30 days, something like that. And they'll send you an email with the data in a couple weeks.
Yeah. It takes a couple of weeks to come through, but it is very detailed. Very detailed.
Yeah. So that is how you do that. Someone says they have every word you've typed in chat. Yeah, that's not good for Pilgrim.
No, it's not. To be fair, when I sent the ticket in to ask why I was chat banned, because I couldn't remember which battle it was that I might have got salty on, they word for word detailed in quotation marks sent it to me. Yeah. This is what you said. Oh, okay.
and they're with the implication that and also all the other things we just looked at.
It was almost as if to say, this was the straw that broke the camel's back, buddy. Japan.
Yeah.
Yeah, all of them, Johnny. All of them, mate. When I stream with Guido, I have to have a staple in the back of my neck, which I have to rub every now and again, just to shut me up.
Yeah.
A bit salty. Oh, dear.
All right. What else we got chat-wise? Cisco's working through Christmas. Sorry to hear it, man.
Wow.
Cadesia says $50 Canadian for the 25. Kedge got 25,500 gold, 5.1 million credits, 53 days, a Matilda Locust, Barasque, the new Sherman thing, a GSOR, and the Mouse 3D style, the WZ, the AMX. You got a lot of stuff. So Kedge did a nice pull. That's definitely was worth the money.
That's nice. Yeah, that's nice.
Looks like the raffle's ready to go, so give me a second and we'll fire it up. Just trying to catch up with chat. And there we go. Yeah. All right, cool. Yeah, there you go, Cisco. You got to pay the piper early and then get the benefit. All right, let's see who won. Uh-oh. That's not good. Why is it?
Good luck, everybody, anyway.
The timer's at 0, and then it says close entries. Okay. That's not good. Why can I not pick a winner? Hold on, let me try to reset this thing.
Get Johnny.
There we go.
Rigged.
No, rigged. All right. Here we go. Winner is Jimmy K.
Jimmy K.
All right, Jimmy K.
If you send a whisper to Guido, Guido will pass it on to me, buddy.
He can whisper directly to you.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Yeah, just whisper. If you should be in chat. Are you watching the stream? Yeah, you are.
I am.
Yeah, Jimmy. So send it to a Pilgrim. We're gonna need in-game name,
Yeah.
which boxes, and whether it's EU or NA. Whether it's EU and NA. All right, guys. Man, this has been a 3-hour one. This has been an epically long one, but it's been a lot of fun. But I got to go do some videos and some other stuff and let the wife know I'm alive.
Yeah, the shadow came behind here before the head came round the corner.
Are you still doing that?
Yeah, it was the look. She was just checking up.
No, Cisco, that's it. We only did 2 today, man. I appreciate you coming by, though. Appreciate you coming by.
Sesko, send me a whisper in-game name.
No, it wasn't Cisco. It was...
No, Sesko, send me...
Oh, for the... Yeah.
If you're working over Christmas, send me a whisper with your in-game name and EU.
Did Jimmy K give you the info?
Not yet. Not with a whisper.
You might want to pimp him. Do you know how to whisper? Here, I'll do it too. Just want to make sure we get him sorted out here. Where is Jimmy K? He may not necessarily be listening right now. Cool. All right, let me do this.
So, lots of pilgrims. Lots of pilgrims. The whisper box at the top right-hand side. Oh, it's Jimmy K, is it?
Yeah.
In game. Okay. Jimmy K 05. Jimmy K 58 without the 0. Okay.
There you go. Cool. Pilgrim does not stream, but I was just talking about it. He needs to make a video. We're going to try to do a video series with him doing the Scouser voiceover.
Dear. I don't know if that's a good thing. I really don't. Jimmy K's at NA. I haven't got the whisper off Guido or anything. So.
Well, he gave you what you need though, right?
Okay, New Year's boxes.
Yeah, there you go. Yep. Jimmy K 58 and New Year's, and there you go.
K 58, and he's NA, yeah. Cool.
Awesome, man.
Right, Sesko, if you get it done, I'll hang on, okay? Because if you're working over Christmas and you're a one-income family, then just in-game message me with your in-game name. Yeah, it's a whisper.
Yeah, and remember, guys, I'm going to do this not the contest, but I'm looking for last year. I'm looking for somebody who had a rough year or could use a pick me up. We're going to drop 75 boxes on that person. So if you've got a nomination, is what I'm looking for. Go ahead and send that to me, either in game or to Guido1212 at 1212. Guido, sorry, not Guido1212. Guido at 1212gaming.com. And that'll work.
Cool.
You are welcome, Kidge. You are welcome.
It's been a good one, hasn't it? It's been a good one.
Despite it being 2020, it's been a good year as far as the channel goes and hanging out with Pilgrim and you guys. We'll maybe do a little retrospective in a couple weeks when we get to the new year and all that good stuff. Next Sunday, I think, is not Christmas.
No, it's
27th. Yeah, day after Boxing, so that'll be good. So hopefully Pilgrim's available at that point. I will be.
Yeah, absolutely.
We will absolutely be doing that. Okay, so. All right, I've got Sesko's name, so.
Okay, cool. You let me know.
All right, guys. Holy cow,
cool.
What just happened here? G.A. Johnny. Nice. Thanks, man.
Good man, G.A.
Well done.
Good man.
Player Elon Musk. Oh, look at that. Okay, passed away a couple days. COVID. His wife plays also Google. Google's died recently. He was in Sega. Spelled with zeros. Not sure if he had relatives that played. Okay. All right, Pig. Gotcha. Did you put... Do you have her name? In-game name? That is certainly a... Yeah, the holidays is a tough time for that stuff, man. It's always a tough time, but the bummer with that is, that then the family's always associating that time of year with that kind of thing. My daughter, this is really going to be a downer. I'm not even going to bring it up. Doesn't matter. I don't want to.
No.
Okay, Pig. Sounds good. Yeah, that sounds good, man. All right, guys. Let me know that, Pig, on Discord. You can also send it to me on Discord, especially for the clan guys. That is all I've got from the left side of the Atlantic.
And do you know what? I'm all tuckered out on the correct side of the Atlantic.
See you guys.